Hello. What's up this morning, everyone? Welcome. Fine Tuesday to you all. Good to see ya. What is up, Labrador? Needles, cane, true theory, worm braids, very invariant. Welcome to the fishbowl. All in one by the three Planeswalker, Jurgen EX, Thornblood. How is everyone doing today? I have missed you all. I've been gone for a couple of weeks for MagicCon Vegas. I don't know, I know I met some people from the Twitch chat here. I don't know how many of you. I meet so many people at Magic Cons. It's sometimes hard to put faces to Twitch names, but it was super fun. It was great. I got to see a ton of people. I did the pack it up thing and I actually won. That was pretty cool. So it was a super fun Magic Con Vegas. Got to hang out with Tomer and Krim and all them. So hopefully everyone, 2 weeks in a row without a stream is kind of a lot. I don't usually take stream breaks like that, but I am excited to be back today. We're going to jank around in Standard. We're going to have some fun. We're going to chat. We're going to hang out. We're going to talk spoilers and Magic Con Vegas and whatever else is going on. And I want to try this Molten Maestro deck. So there was a showcase series event this weekend over in Europe, and someone made the top 8 with Molten Core Maestro. And on paper, I know the deck's it's really good, but on paper, this deck looks so janky to me. It's playing like Sinar, that's a good limited card, a Tablet of Discovery, and it's trying to get up to enough mana to like cast 5 mana spells and trigger Molten Core Maestro and make a bunch of Color Storm Stallions. So I don't know, the deck looks super jank, but apparently it might kind of work because someone had success with it at a tournament. So we're gonna see. Being married makes going to cons harder. Oh, seriously. I haven't got to try this deck yet. So we're gonna start with that, and then we might jump around a little bit. Check out some other new Standard decks. Ooh, Venwix, eh? Venwix and Brawl. Venwix is definitely a super unique card. It is super unique. Once you get it going, you can actually draw a ridiculous amount of cards with it. That looks sweet. I think Mono Blue is a pretty good archetype. One of the things I like about Mono Blue too is you can build it pretty cheap usually. Like if you don't need the dual lands and then you want a bunch of counters that are a lot of times lower rarity, it seems like a pretty somewhat budget way to build a Brawl deck. But anyway, did you see the Mono Black Lesson deck that won a challenge on Modern Mono Black Lessons? Wait a minute. No, I did not see that deck. No. Wait, it won a challenge? Let me see. I gotta look this up now. Mono Black Lessons in Modern? No. I don't know if I believe this. I don't know if I believe this. Mono Black, what would be a card that I would look up so I can find this deck list? Because now I gotta see this. Wait, is it not 8-rack probably? What would be the Black Lesson? I mean, I'm like, I gotta see what this deck is. Please do more draft videos with Richard. That was super fun. Lucid, hello for the 73rd month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. The Shadow Realm for the 4th month. Build a Mono Blue Elemental deck in Standard and Paper, and it's been a lot of fun. Oh, I've played against that deck. I haven't played with it, but I played against it. Hey, what's up, Black's Magic Arena? Good to see ya. I Twitch. Okay. Let me see this beautiful deck. The Rock. Okay. Wow. Wait. iTwitch and Legacy? What is happening? What is happening with iTwitch is popping off. Wait. What is this Legacy? Oh my God! There's a Legacy iTwitch deck. Oh, it's a Birthing Ritual Oculus deck. That is hilarious. iTwitch Stitcher Supplier. Okay. I mean, iTwitch. It's actually not that bad if you can make it die, right? Like, being able to loot on your 1-drop a 1/1 flyer. That is interesting. Oh, that's just Mono Black. Huh. That is a interesting looking Mono Black deck for sure. Maybe I'll have to play some Modern. Although at the same time, you're kind of trying to just reanimate stuff, right? It is kind of Reanimator to some extent. That is a neat way to do Reanimator, though, for sure. Chaos Factory Gaming, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Another month of Magical Madness. Here's my subtle reminder that I have a pending collection sale in progress in your inbox. No rush, just poking you. Yes, I'm back from Vegas now. I will get back in touch with you, Chaos Factory. We'll see what we can figure out. Hey, what's up, Dancing here? How are you? Mega Man. Garb, how have things been? Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thanks so many subs today. Thank you so much, everyone. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you. Hey, Seth. It is the first ever stream, you're back, that my Teddy isn't around for. Oh, I'm sorry, Mega Magikarp. He never knew a day without you on YouTube, on the TV somewhere, and Caesar's going to be the same. Lots of love to you all. Well, I hope you're doing well, Mega Magikarp. I'm sorry about Teddy. That's so hard, but I'm glad Caesar's around now. That is awesome. How was your Vegas, Lucid? How was it? How was it? Did you have a good time? I had a great time. It was such a good con. It was super, super fun. Yeah, it is a long trek, but hey Seth, check out musical recommendations from your Vegas cast. I really like the Ween album, but boy, Tom Waits is kind of out there. Tom Waits, yeah. Just wait till you get to the Captain Beefheart album. Wait till you get to the Captain Beefheart album. I will just say that. So, in order of accessibility, as weird as it sounds, Ween is probably the most accessible of the bands that I mentioned, especially if you listen to their mainstream stuff, like their major label stuff. If you go back to their early stuff, some of that is actually pretty rough as well. But I would say that, and then I think yes, Tom Waits. It's kind of jazzy, but a little earthy and a little found soundy. I don't know. I love Tom Waits. He's got such a good voice. In Rain Dogs, he kind of sounds like a pirate sometimes, which is kind of interesting. I'm unironically a Trout Max Replica fan. Yes, I unironically think that is a very good album. One of my favorite albums. It's an album that I only listen to every few months. It's not like I constantly am just playing Trout Max Replica, but I do unironically think that is actually a masterpiece of experimental rock music. I am quite jealous of those who made it. MagicCon is nowhere in my future plan, but it looks like a wonderful time. It is definitely a super fun time. Where in Vegas was it? It was at the convention center. Although this year they were smart enough to do it in the bigger convention center. They'd done it in the smaller side in the past, and it was getting kind of tight. So I moved to the bigger side this year, and I think they said 27,000 people showed up, which is the biggest one ever. Insane number of people. So many people there. Now I kind of want to go to Atlanta, and then I might have to go to Amsterdam next year because I think Tomer's getting married. I think his plan, and this is just random talking, but I think his plan is to try to do his wedding around when Amsterdam is next year. So then if you're from the US, you could go to his wedding and then go to the MagicCon. So maybe there's going to be a wedding slash MagicCon trip next year. We will see. Hey, what's up, man? VHS. Nah, this is a normal time. Normally 11 Eastern time. Is Magic mainstream now? I mean, pretty much. It is becoming more and more mainstream. There were Krim was very excited about it. I don't even know who the actor was. Some Marvel actor or something. Went to do some of the Marvel spoilers, and Krim was so excited about it. So it's turning more and more into what I would consider a con. This was why, if you've never been, here's the thing about MagicCon Vegas. Yeah, 27,000 is X 27, the amount of people in the town where I live, something like that. And I don't even live in the town because that's too many people for me. But this MagicCon, and we're gonna jump into the games, but this MagicCon, they had a putt-putt golf course in the MagicCon. They had a bunch of metal bands doing signings. They had places that you could get tattoos. They had a cat room. That was literally just this room with a bunch of little kittens and cat toys, and you could just go in and play with the kittens if you wanted to, although there was kind of a long line, so you had to wait to actually get in because the kittens were super popular. But yeah, there's so much going on. So it's turned from it's so funny because a decade ago, Magic cons or GPs or SCG cons, whatever con you went to, they were always about a tournament, right? And then you could probably find a commander game on the side. Maybe there'd be some vendors there, but it was mostly okay, everyone get together and do this big tournament. But in the past decade, it has really flipped on its head. And now it's a real con. It is a con. Sure, maybe you get to play some Magic there. You can even play tournaments of Magic there if you want to. There was a Pro Tour going on there. So there is tournaments at the con. But really, it's turned into, this experience. I met so many. I was shocked. And I don't know what to make of this. I've been going to Magic for MagicCon Vegas for almost 10 years now. Every year we go to Vegas. This year, by far, was the most people I met that said, this is my first ever Magic Con, which doesn't mean much because, I mean, you could be playing Magic for a long time and not just go to Magic Con. But I met so many people that said, first Magic Con, started playing within the past year. So many people, which is kind of exciting. I didn't get to dig into it. I don't know if it's because of Universes Beyond that's bringing people in, new sets, like how is it happening? But there were a ton of people who said, this is my first time. I just started playing, you know, I'm still kind of learning, like, go easy on me. But so many people for their first Magic Con, which was super, super cool. So I don't mind more mainstream Magic. I personally despise Marvel. So I sound like an anti-UB curmudgeon, but I really specifically despise Marvel. I mean, I kind of hate Marvel too. So, that's not fair. I just don't care about, I don't hate Marvel. I just don't care about Marvel. Like, I am indifferent to Marvel. It's not my jam. I was at Magic Con Vegas this year, got to meet some of my favorite Magic artists. I think that was my favorite part. Happy you had a good con too. Hey, JRK, let me ask you, how many hours did you have to wait in line? The one horrors I heard, yeah, we're gonna do a viewer battle stream, probably either next week or the week after. So yes, viewer battle stream happening soon. The lines were very brutal. Oh man, I talked to some people. They had these. They had these Magic the Gathering Crocs they were selling in the merch store, like some exclusive Croc thing. But yes, the lines, there were people that waited 4 hours, and then by the time they got to the front, it was what they wanted was sold out. I felt so bad. But the artist lines were pretty long too. He said, I watched the replay where you evaluated Boba Fett, and I saw you were missing my explanation on the banning. So since Star Wars is an action-based game, play card attack with a single unit or activated ability, there's no instant speed interaction. The unconditional removal in the game are 6 drops, which means protecting Baba is easy. Also, the color that Baba is in and paired with plays like blue bounce control in Magic, so it's oppressive leader. That makes way more sense. That makes way more sense. Going to the con to wait. Also, I don't know if okay, one more little story, because I don't know if you saw this or not, but it was pretty cool. So one more little story, and then we're gonna jump into our games. So Magic on Vegas, they asked me to do Pack It Up, which was super fun. So we do Pack It Up. If you don't know Pack It Up, you might have seen it on YouTube. It's a chaos draft show where everyone spins a wheel out of all the packs in Magic, and you get your packs that way to do the chaos draft. But and the other gimmick is whoever wins gets to keep all the cards. Normally, in a chaos draft, you're getting what? $20 of cards or something, like $50 if someone gets lucky. But someone spun, Gavin actually, literally spun an alpha pack, which I believe an alpha pack is almost $30,000, which is kind of ridiculous. So spun an alpha pack on the wheel. We got to open the alpha pack. The rare kind of sucked, even though because it's alpha, it's like $700. It was Power Surge, but there's like a Llanowar Elves. Yeah, it was a draft, so you got to open it. There's a Llanowar Elves. There's a Lightning Bolt, like one of each basic land. The basic lands are like $80 or something. So we opened an alpha pack, which I've never seen before in my life in person. Like I remember watching the beta draft like in 2017 at Vegas, and it was so cool. But this was a literal alpha pack, and then I ended up winning it, so I got to keep all the cards. So that was kind of sweet. High rolling in Vegas this year. Do I dislike Marvel or MCU? I dislike is the wrong word. I've never really watched Marvel. Superheroes don't appeal to me. So I just like, it's just not my thing. I don't have anything against it. Like I'm not negative on Marvel. I have never, over the holidays this year, I watched a couple of Marvel movies. I'm like, okay, like that was fine, I guess. But I've just never gotten into Marvel, even or superheroes, even a little bit. The Great Destroyer, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you. Yeah, alpha cards are ridiculous. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big subscription for you. Thank you. He said, wondering what's going on with Twitch. Got the notification about the stream a minute ago. You've been here a little bit. Anyone know why? Just Twitch me and Twitch. Oh, also, I'm definitely in the next couple of weeks going to have the stream going on YouTube as well. That is happening. It'll still be on Twitch, but it will co-stream on YouTube, so you'll be able to watch on either one. But it's definitely actually happening. It is happening. I'm making it happen. happen. Anyway, let's do our reminders real quick. Start playing some Magic. So, replay YouTube. That's when we find all the old streams, including this one in the future. Normal YouTube. Yesterday, we had another bracket match, doing some blue-black control against Etherworks Marvel. So, interesting matchup if you haven't seen it. I also did a draft video with Richard that was super fun. I don't know if anyone watched the draft video. Do you want more? Do you want more draft videos? Like, do you like the co-streaming draft style? Because that would be something we could do more in the future. So let me know if that's something you enjoy. Maybe we do some more dual drafts like that. A reminder that our sponsor is Card Kingdom. If you need some Magic cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. Maybe get a goldfish sticker. Let them know you want one in your order notes. I'll hook you up. People seem to like the draft. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to pull Powered Cube. Oh, that might come to blows. Powered Cube. There's so many good cards. I think that would be very tough. Oh, yeah, the sideboarded matchups were brutal yesterday. My goodness. Personally not a fan of draft, just for the record. Yeah, that also makes sense. I know limited content's not for everyone. I think more drafts would be like a special bonus thing. Like, the draft video we did this week didn't take away any other content. It wasn't replacing anything. It was just like, hey, let's do a draft and throw it up on Sunday when we don't usually have a video. So I think it would be in addition to what we normally do, instead of like replacing a constructed video. But anyway, let's talk about how can I submit a deck for you to try. I have one that you'd love. Send me a link right here, True Theory. Also, okay, last question. Viewer battle stream. We need to do one. You want to do viewer battles next week or the following week? Any preference from the viewers who will be battling? Oh wait, when is Memorial Day? Hang on. Oh, all right. Let's do next week. Let's do next week because the following week is like Memorial Day weekend and people might be traveling and stuff. Let's do viewer battles next stream. No, 2 weeks from now is better. Two Mondays from now. Oh no, people. The following next week I'm gone. Wait, I'm so confused. Maybe asking was a bad idea because it's going to work for half the people and not work for the other half of people. All right, I'm going to make an executive decision. Yes, 2 weeks? People really want 2 weeks. You're gone the following week. 2 Mondays from now. It would actually be 2 Tuesdays from now. All right, we'll do it after Memorial Day. That's fine. We'll do it in 2 weeks. Wait, okay. Maybe I'm just confused. Memorial Day's in 2 weeks. Do we want to... Okay. Where's a calendar? Let's see. There's got to be. Oh no! Avert your eyes. I don't know how messy my desktop is. It's pretty bad. So viewer battles on the 19th or the 26th. That was what I was. The 25th is Memorial Day, so I don't know if people be doing things and not be around on the 26th, or maybe it's better because maybe people somehow have the day off or something. So those are the two options. 19th or 26th for viewer battles. We will decide momentarily. Anyway, let's talk about this deck. So I want to try this Molten Core Maestro deck. World Champion NA. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super review. Thank you. A poll is actually a brilliant idea. That is a brilliant idea. I'm new to Arena. What is the vault icon? I don't have one in my game. So, my vault is very full because I've been drafting a lot. So the vault is, so if you get duplicate copies of rares or mythics, like you open a pack and you get a card you already have, Wizards gives you a small number of gems for those. For lower rarity cards, commons and uncommons, if you open duplicates and you already have 4 copies, they give you vault progression. Once you get up to 100% of your vault, it'll show up and you can open it. And you get a mythic wildcard, 2 rare wildcards, 3 uncommon wildcards. I'm at 1,500% at this point, so I could open it 15 times. I just haven't needed the wildcards yet, but at some point I'm going to crack those. But it will appear once your vault gets to 100%, or once you start getting duplicate copies of cards, it'll start filling up. Your desktop is worse than a crackhead bathroom in a gas station. Oh, I mean, I've also found that I haven't needed as many wildcards since I've been drafting more. So anyway, you want to, okay, we'll open one. Boom. Here you go. You can see what's in a vault. It's just wildcards. Anyway, this deck, actually, I have so many lower rarity infinite lower rarity wild cards, tons of rare wild cards. Mythics is always the pinch. That's always the pinch. Anyway, so this deck, this is the Molten Maestro deck. There was a showcase event this weekend. Someone did well with this deck at the event. A single person did well, and I want to try this deck. So from what I can tell with this deck, we're built around Molten Maestro. This is a new 2-drop that's a 2/2. When you cast an instant or sorcery spell, it gets a counter, but then if 5 or more mana was spent on it, you add red mana equal to its power. So in our deck, we have Ashling's Command, which can trigger the Molten Maestro to make mana and draw cards and make treasures. We have Rapturous Moment, which turns into like a super ritual in Molten Maestro because we get back mana from the moment and we get the mana from the Maestro and we draw cards. We have Improvisation Capstone, which is expensive and spins into other cards. And then we have Sonar and Finish Genius, which lets us Wild Idea for 5 mana to tutor up an instant or sorcery. So what we really want to do is get to a position where we play a Maestro and get up to enough mana that we can start triggering and making back more mana. And we kind of have this weird, I imagine, like almost Stormy style turd, like not true, I'm going to cast 50 spells and Grape Shot you Storm, but like cast a bunch of spells at once. But how do we win? Because all this does is make a big Molten Maestro. For winning, we have Color Storm Stallion, which when we cast an instant or sorcery, it gets pumped. But if 5 or more mana was spent on it, we make a token that's a copy of it. So if we can get the Stallion down alongside the Maestro, as we're Ashling Commanding, as we're Rapturous Momenting, as we are Wild Ideaing, we're also going to be making more copies of the Stallion, and then we just kill our opponent on the spot. So that's the idea of the deck. We're also playing like Tablet of Discovery, which is a card I've seen in Limited a bunch, haven't really seen in Constructed, but it's a mana dork that makes, not a mana dork, a mana rock that makes 2 mana for an instant or sorcery spell and might sort of draw you a card when it enters, depending on what you mill. Otherwise, it's just a bit of removal, Prismari Charm to dig through the deck, some stock ups to find our pieces. So let's try this Molten Maestro deck. Hey, Seth. Do you think that Witherbloom could help revitalize the Insidious Roots deck? I've been playing with it, and it seems like it can be good again. Ooh, I have not tried Roots, although I will say that there may be Witherbloom coming up for an Against the Odds tomorrow. I want to try to do a deck for each of the Elder Dragons from Secrets of Strixhaven. That's one of my goals for the set, is to have a standard deck for each of them. So we already did a Prismari Storm deck. Tomorrow we're gonna do some Witherblooming and do some funny things with Witherbloom. I'm a little bit intimidated by the other ones. Like, I think I can build a cool Silver Quill deck that does fun things. I feel like Quandrix is kind of boring. That's the one I'm most scared about, because I haven't figured out how to make Quandrix cool. I think it's fine, right? You just like ramp into it, cast it, get value. Like, you can just play it, but I haven't figured out how to do something cool with it. So I think Silver Quill or Lorehold probably going to be next. But yeah, Witherbloom, wow, that is a lot of Maestros. That is a whole lot of Maestros. Yes, we will keep. Hello, Seth. Yesterday, my mom tried to murder herself because my brother and me. Hello, Seth. Yesterday, my mom tried to murder herself because of my brother and me with the school and life. You keep me smiling every day. Thank you. Well, MTG Nerdex, I'm so sorry. I don't know what to say. I hope your mother's okay. That is super sad. And wow. Well, if I can help you smile, I am thankful for that. But man, that is a very scary, sad situation. Thoughts with your mother for sure. Mira, oh, I don't know if I could. So okay, so Phil, I don't know how much I can spoil, but so Phil wants to do a video where we play against each other. And the goal is to see who can deal the most damage possible. Who can deal the most damage? So I've built a few decks with the goal being to try to deal the most damage possible for this video I'm going to do with Phil. Leave our Maestro alone. Oh, look at that. Warping on the Halia to gain the life to draw with Halia before it goes to exile. Noob playing well. Oh, we hit a land. That's big. I think we just play... Now, do we play the Stallion? We can play the tablet, but we won't get to mill off of it. That's actually, you know what? Or we won't get to draw off it. I think that's fine. Let's just play the tablet. Mill a card. It's a fireman. Oh, we could play it. And we're not gonna play it. Pass the turn. This sets us up to either Maestro stock up or getting to 7 would be interesting. What I don't know about this deck, I don't know if any of you have played. Oh, there's a prop. There is a prop, and that's a problem. Opponent gonna gain some life. Opponent's gonna pass the turn. So this just kills our stuff. Oh, do we have to? Do we just have to Stallion hit the Dalian Fell so it doesn't ultimate? That's so sad. My fish is bad! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank ya. In a world full of Mike Longs, be Seth. Happy stream, my friend. Well, thank you, my fish is bad. How much do we care about this Dalian Fell? Kind of just, you know what? Whatever. Whatever. We're just going to set up for the future. If we die to Dalian Fell, we die to Dalian Fell. Let's stock up. Snag a Rapturous Moment and a land. Play Sonar. So what I'm not sure about this deck is, am I supposed to be playing this like a combo? Like, do you run out the Maestros? Do you hold them until you get enough mana to trigger them? I'm not exactly sure the best way to play this deck. How much money do you spend on Arena to get the cards and resources? I don't want to spend a lot of money. So I spend more than most because I do this every day as my job. So I typically spend maybe $150 a set just to like get all the cards I need, maybe 200, somewhere in that range. You 1,000,000% do not need to do that though. Like, Arena is free to play. It's going to take you a while to earn the rewards to get the cards, but it is 100%. What is happening? Valley Quest Caller? What is this deck? What is our opponent doing? What is our opponent doing? Opponent's gonna hex this Sonar. Okay. I mean, we got a game plan, which is, yeah, draw your cards. Draw your cards. We're gonna see if we can win next turn. So we're gonna play a Molten Core Maestro. We're gonna play a Molten Core Maestro. And they're gonna live. They're gonna live. They're gonna live. We need them to live. Please, opponent land, live. Hinterland Sanctifier, that's fine. That's fine. All we care about, I think we win the game next turn if these Maestros live. We probably win the game next turn. Red Arrogant Knight with the gift sub to MTG Nerdix. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'm curious what you all spend. Like, how much do you spend? Because I'm kind of in a unique situation, right? I would not spend as much if it wasn't my job. Oh boy, we got a shot, we got a shot, we got a shot. Did you draw a removal spell? I'm gonna cry. Really? No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Hold. Oh, opponent passes. Opponent passes. Okay, so. Okay, now we gotta think. Now we gotta think. How do we most successfully win this game? So if we Rapturous Moment. Actually, let's first Ashling's Command. So Ashling's Command. Draw 2 cards. Make 2 treasures. Trigger the Maestros. Make 6 mana. Yes, yes, yes. We draw a couple lands. So now we have enough mana that we can play this land. Play a Color Storm Stallion. Get the finisher down. And now we have a Rapturous Moment. Trigger that Maestros. Trigger that Stallion. Okay, okay. Another 5 mana spell. Another 5 mana spell. Another 5 mana spell, please. Make 8 mana. Oh, there's Ashling's Command. There's Ashling's Command. Okay, okay. Ashling's... This is like storming. Draw 2 cards. Make 2 treasures. Trigger the Dorks. Make some mana. Come on, come on. Right now we're playing Molten Core Maestro. Molten Core Maestro Storm, I guess? Ooh, okay, those are not good. But we still have a stock up. That digs 5 cards deep. That triggers our stuff. Come on, one more big spell. One more big spell. One more big spell. Okay, Ashling's Command and Sonar. Okay, Ashling's Command. Draw 2. Should we be wiping? Nah, it doesn't do anything. Draw 2, make 2 treasures. Can we win the game here? If we don't win the game, they might still kill us because... But now we get 4 Color Storm Stallions? Wait, you have removal? They had removal the whole time and didn't use it. They didn't use it. They decided not to use it. Okay, well, now we can play the Sonar. So we can play the Wild Idea mode, 2-drop another spell, trigger the Stallions, and opponent. Why did they not cast the removal spell? Okay, that was actually pretty good. Oh, man. Oh, okay, Jack, I gotta ask you. Does this deck feel cool to you, or does it feel boring to you? Like, it's so funny, because Izzet's been so good in Standard for so long. I see an Izzet deck, and my eyes just kind of glaze over, where I'm like, oh, another Izzet deck. But then this is actually feels different than most Izzet decks, if that makes sense. Like, this is not Lessons. It's not the Eddie Merc Crab style decks. It's not a Sunderflock style. Like, so it does feel different than the other Izzet decks. So I don't know if it's boring because it's just another Izzet deck, or if it's cool because it's like a unique Izzet deck, but pop off a few times and it's boring afterwards. That is probably true. That might be how this goes. We might just pop off a few times and then switch to something else. I mean, man, a lot of things are stock up decks though. Do you think, oh, I was gonna ask you, do you think the new one from Lord of the Rings, no, Hobbit, do you think the Hobbit one's gonna be good? The card draw spell? So opponent's playing Abs and Life Gain. What do we want against, oh, Torpor Orb probably just wrecks them. Yeah, let's bring in Torpor Orbs to be mean. Bring in the Torpor Orbs. Maybe go up the Sears. Maybe a Disdainful Stroke. I think we trim like a Burst Lightning. Maybe trim a Prismari Charm. We mostly just want the Torpor Orb. Torpor Orb seems so good. Maybe something like that. Let's try something like that. Yeah, what do you think? What do you think of this card draw spell? Riddles in the Dark. Riddles in the Dark. So Riddles in the Dark, 3-mana instant. You look at the top 4 cards of your library, put them in a face-down pile and a face-up pile, and then your opponent chooses one of those piles to go to your hand, the other to go in your graveyard. Is this? Oh, we have the Torpor Orb. All right, sorry, opponent. I'm sorry, opponent. Is Edge of Maturity worth drafting? I think it's worth drafting just because it's a really cool set. Torpor Orb is in Standard from the big score sheet of Outlaws of Thunder Junction. So yes, until the next, oh my god, we are going to make a noob cry. I'm sorry, opponent, your deck does nothing now. It is kind of, well, so it's kind of like a Fact or Fiction. That is the easiest comparison. It's 1 mana cheaper, 1 card less, in sort of reversed where your opponent is going to get to choose. Where your opponent's going to get to choose rather than you choosing. Like, with FOF, your opponent piles, you choose. With this, you pile, your opponent chooses. Disdainful Stroke is pretty much specifically to answer Professor Dalienfell. There might be other stuff in their deck, but I brought it in almost exclusively to have a way to deal with it. There we go. We're back. Ha! Deep Cavern Bat doesn't do anything. Well, I guess we just play the Color Storm Stallion. Play the land. Smack ya. This Torpor Orb is doing some work. Oh, chat, there's a ban list update on Monday. Do we want things banned? Do we want things banned in Standard? Where are we at with bannings? Oh, you didn't run into us, Jofu? It's so tough. I never know who I ran into and who I didn't run into. I think we just pass an Ashlinks Commandum. Like, blow up your stuff, draw 2. Oh, this is going to be real good. Oh, this is going to be juicy. Juicy. Draw two to each. We will draw two. You will lose your board. Oh, we have double Rapturous moment. We just need to find a Maestro. We need to find a Maestro. Where's the Maestro? Well, let's take a tablet and a horse. Pass the turn. Badger Mole Boomerang lesson. I could see that. I could see that. I was thinking you ban Badger Mole and Storm Chaser's talent, but that's close enough. I don't even know if we want to Burst Lightning that. An opponent does not make us decide. Jessica's Will in Historic. Ooh. Wait, you're not a Jessica's Will fan? I may have just been building a Jessica's Will deck in Historic for a video. Wait, are you not a fan? I think it's super funny. I think it's super funny that a card that is so explicitly for Commander, it literally says Commander on the card, is actually kind of insane and constructed. So here's the thing. I don't think you can ban the bounce. I don't think you can ban the bounce spell. Like, you can ban the bounce spell, but I think banning the bounce spell is silly because I think there's always going to be bounce spells, right? Like, yes, Boomerang Basics is the best of the bunch, but before that, Into the Flood Maw was the best of the bunch, and people play Bounce Off. Like, I feel like that's an effect in a 3-year standard with almost 20 sets now, that there's no way you're going to have 20 sets and not have redundancy on that effect. So I think, rather than banning the bounce spell, which, if you want to ban it, that's fine, I would lean towards trying to ban Storm Chaser's talent, the best thing to bounce, because I think you can easily not print another Storm Chaser's talent. And Wizards has even mentioned being careful about the 1-drops they're printing. It takes so long for that stuff to be reflected in what they actually print. But I feel like that might be my direction, would be to ban Storm Chaser's talent. And then I think there's actually, and I hate that I'm saying this, I think there's actually an argument that I could see Wizards banning Llanowar Elf over Badger Mole Cub. I don't think that's correct. I would ban Badger Mole Cub, but I think when Wizards looks at it and they're like, $60 Mythic Avatar card, heavily reprinted 50-cent Llanowar Elf, if one's got to go, and I feel like getting rid of Llanowar would make Badger Mole Cub significantly fairer. Like, it would make it... I think Badger Mole Cub is still an absurdly broken, busted, insane card that probably is overtuned and shouldn't have been printed the way it is. But I do think if Llanowar didn't exist and there wasn't a real one-mana mana dork, it would make the starts of Badger Mole Cub decks meaningfully less explosive. Storm Chaser... So Storm Chaser's talent... In part of this might just be Standard being so long now, where, like, cards just exist for so long. But yeah, I mean, I think it's cool, but it's been at the top of Standard for such a long period of time that I'm pretty fine with seeing it go at this point. Like, it's been 2 years or something. Like, it would have rotated anyway by now. It also, though, feels wrong to ban one of Magic's most iconic card, an Alpha card, that one of the few creatures from Alpha that is still playable in 2026. It might literally be Llanowar and Birds of Paradise, pretty much. But it also feels bad to ban an iconic in-universe card and keep the Universes Beyond card if you're, a purist, so... In Timeless, how far do you think they could push Storm with the current card pool? Oh, I mean, I think in Timeless you could do it. Like, you could literally, well, okay, barring Power 9. So I think you could print Legacy Storm, straight up a Legacy Storm deck into Timeless, and it would be fine. Vintage Storm, probably too much because of the Power 9, but then everyone have the Power 9. I do think they will eventually put Power 9 into Timeless. I'm almost surprised they haven't yet, but I expect we will get the Power 9 in Timeless, and that is the easiest way to differentiate Timeless and Historic, right? Like, maybe we should not have kept this. This hand is kind of land heavy. Gene Pollinator, so yes, you do have Gene Pollinator, but at least you need another creature, and you'd go from having 8 1-mana potential mana dorks to 4, so consistency would be lower. I think that I think that birds would be as fine as Llanowar is in standard, if that makes sense. Like, I think if we are going to assume that Llanowar Elves is okay for standard, then I think Birds of Paradise is also okay for standard. If we believe that Llanowar is too good for standard, which I'm not even sure that it is, like, would we be complaining about Llanowar if... Oh boy, is this Spelementals? This might be rough. Would we be complaining about Llanowar if Badger Mold didn't exist? And I'm not sure the answer is yes. Red Man Elf and White Thoughtseize. I actually think we'll get a white... Oh, I think we can get a White Thoughtseize. Perhaps even in Reality Fracture. Like, I think it is coming and coming soon. Like, we've already had... Yeah, let's just stock up. Get us a Color Storm Stallion and I guess we have plenty of land, so Burst Lightning. Make a Treasure. So I think... we're just going to have to accept them Sunderflocking us and then trying to win all in one turn. So we just need to make as much mana as possible. So we can have a turn where we, like, Maestro, Stallion, 6 mana spells. We need like, 11 mana-ish. Hearth Elemental. Sure. That's a body. And opponent. Going to pass the turn. Into the Floodmaw is not the worst. That is not the worst. Yeah, I think we got to get the Stallion down, or attempt to. Also, worth mentioning, Stallion is an elemental, so it survives the Sunderflocking. Oh, they have a hard counter. Oh, all right. Yeah, that is not ideal. So do we need to bounce this to keep a Sunderflock from coming down, or does that not matter? Yeah, let's just pass. Let's just pass. But I think we're on the trajectory to get a White Thoughtseize. Like, we got the battle, right? Wow, Invasion of Gabakan. There's one in Alchemy that's essentially a White Thoughtseize. It makes something cost 5 mana in the hand. So I think we're pretty close. I think we're pretty close to actually Wizards just printing an actual White Thoughtseize. And I actually think, like, it'll probably be like exile the card and your opponent can cast it for some amount of tax or something. But I think it would actually be pretty sweet. Hey, Seth, did you ever, you and the group ever talk about the Dan Frazier One Ring stuff? Or is there no interest in the topic? There is interest. So, so actually what happened, we're out at MagicCon Vegas. I think we wait one more turn and try to pop off next turn. You know what? I think let's just Wild Idea. Wild Idea, get probably Rapturous Moment. Get the Rapturous Moment, make a Treasure. Oh, if our opponent will just tap down for us. Just tap down a little bit. So hilariously, okay, we're at MagicCon Vegas. Oh yeah, let me see, Patrick. I'll pull it up. What if exile only costs 5? That would make it very much like the Alchemy one. Like, that's essentially how the Alchemy one works. Ooh, suspend for a certain amount of turn would be cool. Oh, drawn more cards. So we're at Vegas. We needed to do a podcast on Saturday morning, the Commander Clash podcast. And that was the morning after the One Ring, Dan Frazier, all that stuff was going down. But the best information at the time, this was before Wizard said anything, before Dan Frazier spoke about it again. So the information at the time was essentially that Wizards kind of screwed over Dan Frazier. It was like his agent or something, basically being like, oh, Dan Frazier never saw any of this. Wizards made a bunch of changes and Dan would never do this. So that was the information we had at the time, was basically Wizards messed up and it's making Dan Frazier look bad. So when we did the podcast, we actually talked about that. But then by the time we were ready to post the podcast, more information had come out. It turns out that actually Dan Frazier is admitting fault to the whole thing. Like, it was his. I mean, Wizards maybe should have caught it or something, but it was Dan Frazier's fault. So we ended up cutting that segment because it was not correct with the more updated information. I have mixed feelings. I have mixed feelings on the whole thing. Do we just go for it? Do we wait? Do we go for it? I feel like the longer we wait, the better. We can't die this turn. Let's just pass. Let's just pass. We can burst lightning something. Make another treasure with Sinar. But okay, I will. All right, let me finish this game and we'll talk. It'll be easier if I just show it to you. We'll take our beads. Let me finish this game and then we'll talk about the Dan Frazier stuff. It is an interesting topic. All right, let's burst lightning your face. Make a treasure. How many counters can this deck possibly be playing? Oh. Huh? Okay. We weren't even targeting that. We're targeting your face, but sure. That is allowed. Oh, this might be the time. Four unknowns in hand? Oh. All right, make a treasure. Untap. Oh! Capstone. Oh. 1, 2. I mean, we gotta try. Molten Maestro. The time has come, my friends. For Maestros and things. Come on now, opponent. Opponent. Alright, let's try Capstone. How many counters is this deck playing? How about a Capstone? Let us generate some value. Hey, we get to generate some value. So Burst Lightning your face. And Ashling's Command. 2 cards, 2 treasures. Okay. We're getting there. Prismari Charm's not bad. That can answer something. Make a treasure with Sinar. I mean, we don't have a payoff at the moment, but we're developing our mana. We're finding some defense. Hearth Elemental. Return. Why did they bounce that? I really don't understand why they bounced that. Oh, there's the Sunderflock. Sure, gonna bounce our Sinar. Sure. And then opponent's gonna draw some cards with the winner, Night Stories. Sure. I mean, we might still be dying here. Opponent pitches an Eddie Merc. And going to pass. Ooh, Stallion. That's a Stallion. That is a Stallion. We don't have a Maestro. Capstone could find it, though. Oh, maybe. Maybe this is going to be close. This is going to be super close. Oh, I have the... I have the Light Pulse deck and the Birthing Ritual deck. Well, that's Capstone. Oh, there's a Maestro. So, Maestro, stock up. Is our opponent finally out of ways to counter our stuff? They're going to Burst Lightning our face. Okay. Not our Maestro. All right, we get an Ashling's Command. We get a Burst Lightning. Okay, Maestro resolve. So, let's play a Stallion. Play a into the Flood Maw. Bounce the Hearth Elemental. Get a counter on the Maestro. Eddie Mert Crab. Oh, we're good. We're good. We're good. They can tap stuff down, but that doesn't matter. They can't even tap the Stallion. Tap that Maestro. That is fine. And it is time to pop off. Found it. Sure. Sure. All of this is fine. There's bad news, though, opponent. You have no blockers. You didn't even tap anything down. When learning Ashling's command, draw 2 treasures. So I know we can copy the Stallion. I don't think we need to copy the Stallion, though. So Ashling, we're going to make enough copies without. So Color Storm Stallion, Trigger, Maestro, Mana, Treasures. Let's do it again. Cards, Treasures, run it back, make some more horses. Oh, this deck's actually kind of sick. This deck's actually pretty cool. Play the land. How about a Rapturous Moment to make some horses, draw some cards, and the horse army is coming. Get rid of this Sinar. Get rid of this Sinar. Make a bunch of mana. How about another Rapturous Moment? Not done yet. Not done yet. And okay, now I think we're done. I mean, we could keep going, but we don't need to. We'll be nice and just make our opponent die. Let's kick a burst. Oh, actually, Burst Lightning triggers it, doesn't it? Oh, that's hilarious. So good. So good. And opponent, well played. Good game. And dead. Dead. Oh, this deck is actually... This deck's actually kind of sweet. It is actually kind of sweet. So, Light Pause, eh? Light Pause for Brawl. Light Pause, I think, very powerful and also another pretty good budget commander. Thought Partition. Wait, is that the White Thoughtseize? I feel like that's the White Thoughtseize. Yeah, that looks sweet. And then, ooh, Dimir Birthing Ritual. Oculus, such a good card. Ooh, some Saturu action. This is what you're playing at locals? Even Heartstabber. I remember thinking this card might be good. And then I never saw standard play. That deck looks sweet. I like it. So okay, here is the Dan Frazier thing. So if you missed the drama, so Magic on Vegas, Wizards spoil stuff for future sets. One of the things they spoil is we're getting another One Ring. The One Ring is coming back in The Hobbit as a box topper. Sadly, there are, I believe, 40 box toppers, so your odds of getting a One Ring not going to be very high, but still more One Rings in existence. However, as soon as the One Ring was spoiled, people were like, wait a minute, that card looks kind of familiar. That looks a little bit familiar. This has art by Dan Frazier, but that ring looks a little familiar to me. People realize that the ring, it looked a lot. No, actually, is this even the right version? This is the right version, right? But anyway, the ring looked suspiciously similar to the original. There, I think is it this one? No. Oh yes. No, who's the artist? Oh no, we're timing out. It's that one. No, what are we up against? Oh, all right, Torpor Orbs in, go down to Burst Lightning, go down to Fire Magic, call it good. So people quickly realized that the ring looks a lot like this ring. If you get the letters off there and shift the angle, so everyone's like, oh my god, what's going on? Dan Frazier, one of Magic's most iconic artists. Why does his ring look exactly like the old One Ring? And what initially came out was, oh, Wizards didn't show Dan the final versions and asked for all these revisions, and Wizards, conspiracy theories, Wizards, just photoshopped it and stuck the old ring on the Dan Frazier background. So that was what everyone thought at first. But then a couple days later, Dan Frazier and Wizards posted a joint statement and were like, Dan Frazier ended up saying, I messed up. I took the original ring and traced it, painted over it or something, but not enough to really make it my own. I'm sorry, I messed up. I shouldn't have done that. And Wizards is like, yeah, Dan Frazier, he's iconic. He's a great artist in Magic, but he shouldn't have done that. We're going to pay the original artist. So there's a bunch of drama about essentially Dan Frazier more or less stealing the ring from the original art. I am not an artist. I don't know. I do not know enough about the art process and what is and isn't acceptable. I imagine that just tracing someone else's thing is not accepted in the art community. It does have a Dan Frazier background on it. But yeah, so that was the drama with the ring. I'm glad the ring's coming back. I also, and I don't know if this is the right way to look at it or not, but Dan Frazier, I believe, is in his 80s now, like lower 80s, and I have two grandparents that are around that age, and I try to go visit them and like spend as much time with them as I can, but I don't know. Like, I don't know if age could play a role in it in some way. Like, or I don't know, maybe it's offensive in some way to suggest maybe that's ageist or something to suggest that could be part of it. I don't really know. So I don't know if that plays into it in any way. To me, like, why would Dan? Yeah, a lot of people still don't believe it, I guess, but I don't know. Dan Frazier at this point is like pretty blunt of I messed up. It's my fault. Like I don't know how else to read the situation other than take Dan Frazier at his word for it. I don't know why he would so forcefully say it was his fault if it was not his fault. Well, let's kill the Squelcher. Kill the Squelcher, make a treasure. So I don't know, what do you think about the one ring drama? A lot of people still seem to be not believing of it, if that makes sense. Like, I think Dan Frazier is just so well known and so iconic in Magic that people don't want to believe that he would do that or he would mess up like that. He's definitely gotten way more of a benefit of a doubt than similar artists in similar controversies, for sure. And I think that makes sense because he does have a 30-year reputation in the game. But I think it's also interesting, like, what responsibility does Wizards have? Like, what responsibility, like, is it Wizards? Like, is it Wizards' job to catch stuff like that? Should there have been someone at Wizards who recognize that, oh my god, this looks pretty similar, what's going on with the process with this piece of art? So I don't know, maybe Wizards bears part of the blame for not catching it, essentially. Traumatic critique for 3, sure. We could use a payoff. I mean, I guess we can Rapturous Moment for minimal value. Oh my god, that's Torpor Orb. That's Torpor Orb and a Stallion. Well, oh wait, can we win? Oh, we can't win. Okay, here's what we can do, though. We can play a Color Storm Stallion. Steam Vent's untapped. Ashling's Command. Draw 2 treasures. And remember, Color Storm Stallion is an elemental. So it does not get bounced by Thunderflock, which is kind of huge. Oh, there's the Maestro. And then Sonar, make a treasure. And then, just in case you had any thoughts about doing things, Torpor Orb. And smack you with the horses, and go. I think that the Wizards being able to catch stuff is going to become more and more of an issue in the age of AI. Because I know Wizards is trying not to use AI art, but I really do not know how it would be possible. Like, if an artist used AI to make part of a background or something, obviously, if someone sends in a picture and they have, too many fingers or, like, some of the stuff from the early days of AI that made it super obvious, they should catch it. But I feel like it's already becoming almost impossible to catch that little stuff. So I don't know what they're going to do about the AI stuff. Like, how do you catch that? Or, like, we got to use some AI to catch the AI. It polices itself. We need it to AI please police itself and make sure you're not involved in this artwork. Oh, we don't have enough mana. Well, play the Maestro. Play the land. Play the wild idea. Get a Rapturous Moment. Oh, we're so close. Make a treasure. Into the Flood Maw. Oh, do we even want to spend... Oh, we're just going to let it go to waste. Whatever. Let it go. We'll kill you next turn. It's possible Dan claimed that he did it even though he's innocent in order to save his relationship with wizards for future work. I don't know. Would you do that if you're Dan Frazier, though? Like, he's 80 years old. He's about as iconic as a magic artist can be. Like, he did the Moxen, right? Like, you do not get a higher tier of magic artist than Dan Frazier. Wow. That was your turn. Woo! You don't get a higher tier magic artist than Dan Frazier. So I would think if I was Dan Frazier and I was 80 years old, my reputation with the community, the art community and the magic community, would probably mean way more to me than my relationship with wizards in specific. I don't know, maybe, finances, you just got to have WotC work or something. But I feel like if I was in that position, my concern, if I didn't do it, it would be very hard to imagine saying that I did it to maintain my relationship with wizards if it meant making everyone in the art community and everyone in the magic community think I was a jerk. that would be the concern. I'm curious. So when something like this happens, so obviously it seems like everyone's in agreement that tracing someone else's work isn't right. Everyone seems to be in agreement on that. Does something like this devalue Dan's other art to you? Like, does it change? Do you look at the Moxen differently? Do you look at the Moxen differently because of this? I would say personally for me, I not really, especially given the totality of the circumstances. If you look at everything, I feel like it doesn't really diminish the Moxen or the other work. I don't think it's all like, I mean, I guess it's a fair question to ask, right? Maybe it's all stolen. It's the same question we ask when a Magic player gets caught cheating, right? Like when Yuya gets caught cheating, you were like, okay, but how do I know you weren't doing this in the last tournament and the one before that and the one before that? Maybe all your results were. So it does cast that shadow over everything. And I think that makes sense. Like it makes sense that people would think that way. What in my head, I would chalk it up to this, and this is just purely my speculation, knowing my grandparents who are around Dan's age and so forth. Like my speculation would be this: is that Dan was probably doing a whole bunch of different work. I think Dan said at one point, like he intended to like trace the shape of the ring, but then change it and make it his own or something. I still don't know where the lines are, if that fixes it or not. But like my guess is Dan's got a bunch of pieces of art going. He's getting older. And maybe he just like kind of messed up trying to juggle a whole bunch of stuff and figure everything out. And he submitted the ring without changing it or doing what he was planning to do with it. And now we end up in this situation. I mean, I honestly don't know how much art Dan like. What I'm actually gonna look this up. I'm curious. I'm curious now. Like he's done 187 pieces. What are the other? So the One Ring, various Moxes, Puka's Eye, Mirror. So I mean, he's still. I guess he's still relatively. Actually, huh? Actually, Dan Frazier has not done that much magic art in a long time. Like honestly, looking back at this, like Time Spiral wasn't Time Spiral 2008, and then we're back to Kamigawa. So really, in the last like 20 years ish, Dan Frazier has done part of a One Ring. He did the Puka's Eyes, Mirror Mind Crown, and then basically special Moxen and Soul Rings for secret layers and like a treasure token. But he hasn't done a ton of just main set art in a long time. I guess there's this Wall of Omens in there. Yeah, he did do the Mirror Mind Crown from Lorwyn Eclipsed. And he actually did Puka's Eyes too. So he did have two pieces in Lorwyn Eclipsed. But it's been a lot of secret layer style stuff in the last couple decades. what did you think? What do you think of the other spoilers? Did you see what is up with pizza and magic, everyone? Like, I swear, this card, like, on one hand, I love dogs, so I don't mind seeing a dog on Magic card. We have gotten very close to attacking with a can of Mountain Dew. We are almost there. To me, that looks like a can of Coke. I don't know. The colors, maybe it's Dr. Pepper, but what is up with the amount of pizza that we have in Magic these days? We went from 0 pizza to a whole bunch of pizza in the course of like in the case of like 6 months. Also, I know this is the next set, the Marvel set. Who is this character? Like, is this a real character? Is this, I don't know, Marvel. Like, is this a real thing in Marvel? Is this a real thing? Am I going to do a spoiler video for the card spoiled in Vegas? Probably not, but if you want me to, maybe. I normally do every time except for the one I'm in Vegas, because I feel like when I do a spoiler video that's like a week after the fact, it's just not that exciting. But I could do like a retroactive one. We did get a bunch of spoilers. The thing I most okay, so at Vegas, we got a little bit of Marvel superhero spoilers. Krim is incredibly excited for Marvel superheroes. I'm very not excited. It's gonna be another set where we get the fake versions. Hey, Stone Raid! We're gonna get the Omen Path versions on Arena. And I found with Spider-Man, that's super annoying. And I'm really dreading another set where every card's gonna have 2 names. When I do a video, the name's different than it is in paper. So that part really, really kills it for me. Combine that with me just not caring about Marvel and just not being a superhero guy. And I'm pretty meh on the set. Although I will say, it makes me excited when people like Krim are excited. The big spoiler was the Mind Stone. The second of the Infinity Stones, which, where's a better image of the Mind Stone? There it is. The second of the Infinity Stones, the Mind Stone, 2 mana, indestructible, mana rock in white. It makes white mana. You pay 6, tap it to harness Infinity of the Mind Stone. And then in your end step, you get to blink something. I actually hate this card in a whole bunch of ways. I could spend the rest of the stream ranting about this card. So I dislike, I mean, this card's very good. The card's very good, like the black one, right? Like, it's an indestructible mana rock. It's very powerful. If you're playing a blink deck, it's very good. It's fine just as a ramp spell. So the card itself is a very strong Magic card. Here's my complaints about this card. So one is, like the black one, it just seems designed to go in every commander deck. And I don't really like when $100 mythics are cards that you should play in a whole bunch of decks. So that part kind of drives me a little bit crazy. I don't like the forced, I don't know, spending if you want to be optimal in commander decks. I guess commander, you don't got to be optimal, but still, that part bothers me. The real thing, though, here's the thing. Oh my God. We already have a card named Mind Stone. It's still playable. I still play Mind Stone in a lot of decks, like many, many, many decks. I really do not. That's the thing that I really don't like about this card. We should not have Mind Stone be a Magic card and the Mind Stone be another very different Magic card printed 30 years in the future in Universes Beyond set. And I've heard people say, well, what are they going to do about it? You know, they didn't name it. Marvel named it, and you just got to use the Marvel names. And that is true, but I hate that argument because Wizards decides who's going to partner with them, right? They still have the choice. Like, if you want to partner with someone and their name is, they have, I don't know, offensive character names in their IP, is it like, oh no, that's not your fault, Wizards. Yeah, maybe they're all the character names are curse words, but that's not your fault. Like, someone else named them. That's not on you. No, you chose to partner with them. And yes, maybe this doesn't rise to the level of I assume that my thinking with all of this, and I've become more convinced of this after talking to people at MagicCon Vegas, but my thinking with all of this is Wizards think that Marvel is going to be huge. When Wizards said, or their CEO said, there's a set that's going to beat Final Fantasy, I am sure they're talking about Marvel. They think that Marvel is going to be the biggest set, the greatest set. It's going to sell so much. And they basically just decided that all the bad things, like having to use different versions on Arena, having to cannibalize names of their own Mind Stone, any of the negatives associated with it, just don't matter, because Marvel's going to sell so much. It's going to sell so much that it's going to make up for all the rest of that. That is what I think's going on. The card itself, though, like, it is very good in Commander. Chef Quazo, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super chat for you. Thank you. So my hype level for Marvel, unchanged. If anything, slightly negative because of the Mind Stone thing. They showed off a bunch of Hobbit cards, and the Hobbit cards look sick. Like, the Hobbit cards actually look very sweet to me. I don't know that, I mean, I'm not a Lord of the Rings guy either. If anything, I actively dislike Lord of the Rings. But I think the cards from The Hobbit look really good. Like, the treatments look cool. The cards look fun to play with. The Hobbit is, like, magic adjacent enough that it just fits really well. You're not worrying about pizza in New York City. It's, elves and all the hobbits and all so forth. So I think this one's going to be super sweet. The birthing ritual deck is super fun. I took 4th of my locals last week. Yay, congratulations, Patrick. The set I'm really hyped for, though, is a Reality Fracture. So Reality Fracture, I am 10 out of 10 for Reality Fracture. So here's what we found out about Reality Fracture if you missed it. So Reality Fracture is a what-if set. So it's not going to be the real Magic version. It's like what Jace is imagining the world could be or something along those lines. So it's a what-if set. We're going to get all these color-shifted characters. The example we got was Chandra Chill of Compliance versus Chandra Torch of Defiance. And Wizard said that when you open a pack, when you get one of these time shifted or color shifted, whatever, the what if cards, you're going to get both of them in a pack. So if you open Chandra Chill of Compliance, your pack will also have Chandra Torch of Defiance in it, because Wizards would how are people going to know? Yeah, if you played for 10 years, you remember Chandra Torch of Defiance, and you get that Chill of Compliance is a play on that. But if you haven't been playing, you might not even get the joke. So you're going to get both versions of the card in every pack. That's super cool. We also know that it's mostly on Strixhaven. So they have these super, let me see if I pull it up, super goofy school names. Let's see. We have, where's this Hexhaven. Yes. So it's set on not Strixhaven, but Hexhaven, where we are going to get some different schools here. We get Stinger Quill. The School of Painful Words. What does that mean? They just insult each other? What is the School of Painful Words? The School of Painful Words. Theorix, Faold, Kunstari, Invigor Bloom. So it's gonna be Strixhaven, but color shifted. Everything's gonna be wacky. The set's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. I am so excited for the set. Oh, it's the diss track. Oh man, Jax, you might remember Jax, my little nephew. Oh, I gotta tell you this story because it's pretty funny. My little nephew, he's like 6. It's his first year going to school. He did that one short with me. He got in trouble on the bus going to school because apparently they've been in his words having roast battles. He was roast battling on the bus to school, and the bus driver didn't like his roast battling, so he threatened to send him to the principal's office, which has never happened before. So he was having a breakdown about having to go to the principal's office. But it turned out what he thought of his rap battlings actually was just kind of older kids bullying him. But he's such a nice boy that he thinks it's all in good fun, and they're just roast battling each other, when actually it's older kids that are actually insulting him. But he doesn't connect that it's actually mean-spirited. So he thinks they're just having a roast battle, and he's just giving it back to him, and they're having a roast battle, and it's all in good fun. So yes, that's the Jax update. Oh, they're just having a roast battle. Love you guys. And been watching your show for 7 years or so. First podcast I looked at was last week. Ha ha ha. How the heck can you be a fantasy fan and dislike Lord of the Rings? I get having parents that are super religious that prevent you from reading Harry Potter, watching Lord of the Rings growing up. How do you actively dislike it and still like fantasy as an adult? Anyway, hope you got to Magic on Vegas last year. Agree, reality fracture is sick. So my take here, okay, Lord of the Rings. The story on Lord of the Rings is actually pretty simple. My issue with Lord of the Rings is it's just way too long. And then I was engaged for a while, and the girl I was engaged to had a tradition that every year she had to watch all the Lord of the Rings extended edition all in a row, and it's like 17 hours of movies or something insane. And that just made me hate it more and more, more, having to watch it repeatedly when I always thought it was boring. And that just kind of like sealed the deal for me, was like having to repeatedly watch these extended Lord of the Rings takes every year. So yes, that's what sealed it for me. Otherwise, I think it would be more like whatever, like it's fine. I actually think like some of the story is pretty good. It feels drawn out to me, especially the movies. There's so much just like time spent walking around. Yes, that is actually that one, Mega Magikarp. She was a Lord of the Rings fan. Oh, actually, I saw her on social media recently. She's doing super well, which is awesome. But yes, the old days. Dune is way more boring. I've never watched Dune. Is Dune worth watching? Oh, elementals. About it. Gonna do some thought seizing. It is a funny story. It is a funny story. I mean, so now that we've gotten more information about some of these sets, what is your hype level, chat? Like, oh, we gotta take the Maestro. Maestro Ashling's command, probably? That does mean we're putting 2 Rapturous Moments to the bottom, which is not where we want them. So we've seen these new sets. Marvel, Hobbit, Reality Fracture. How'd you get, oh my god, the get fired from the church story? Oh, do we want to go through that story? Okay. Oh, all right. So you need a little context to even know why I was working at a church to begin with. So I was 17, finished high school. My parents, I've talked before about I grew up in an incredibly religious family, like super religious. So they were basically like, we will pay for you to go out to Colorado to this Bible school. Otherwise, you can do whatever you want, but we're not paying for it. In my brain at 17 was like, ooh, Colorado, that sounds sweet. Because all I really wanted was to move away from where I grew up. Like, it was at that stage of life where you're like 17, 18, and I'm just like, okay, I just want to not be here. I've been here my whole life. I want to go someplace that's cooler than where I'm from. So I was like, oh, hey, if you're going to pay for it, sure, I can suck it up and go to Bible school. So I got to Colorado. The Bible school thing didn't work out. That lasted a few months before we kind of mutually parted ways. But someone I met there got me hired to play music for this big church that they had for the youth group of the church. I got this internship being the music leader for the teens essentially of the church. So while I was there, I met someone, we got engaged. It was, she was awesome, but the end of my church job, we had, oh, I guess plug your, this is very PG-13, but so we had made a list of because we were Christians, right? So you can't do things before you're married if you're a Christian kid. So since we couldn't do that, we made a list of places that once we got married, it would be cool to do things. And and that was our Christian kid way of staying holy, I guess. But someone heard about it and brought it to the people in charge of the church, and they did not appreciate the list making, and that's how I got fired from church. That's how I went to a Bible school for 3 months and then got fired from a church. This was like a long time ago, but yes, I thought I had a pretty good defense. I was like, we didn't even do anything. It was just a list. It was just we were keeping the rules, but no, it didn't work. Hulk Standage, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, the rules are strict. Watching you and Richard Standard series got me feeling nostalgic for small standard pools. I feel nostalgic for. Wow, opponent scoops it up. I guess they were just not hitting lands. I feel nostalgic for small standard pools too. My main complaint is most new sets is that they are standard legal rather than the actual content. The current standard rotation is too big. That is how I feel too. That is exactly how I feel. Oh, also, I also, one of the things I learned in Vegas, and now this is just from talking to people, so I guess take it with a grain of salt, but I'm convinced this is probably true. So here is what I think happened based on talking to people at MagicCon Vegas with Spider-Man. But what I heard going around was that with the weirdness with Spider-Man, with it getting like moved up and the Shocklands not being in standard and all the spider people and just like all the problems with that set, what I heard, and again, this is just what I heard going around, but what I heard is that Marvel or Disney basically told Wizards, if you do not do Spider-Man, when they did Spider-Man, which was pushing it up and all this stuff, making it earlier, pushing back Lorwyn Eclipse, if you do not do Spider-Man in 2025, then we will not sign any contracts with you for any of our IPs. So basically, either do it when we want you to do it, or you're out of luck and you're not going to make any Marvel crossovers. And I think that actually, like, again, this is just talking to people, so take it with a grain of salt, but that actually makes a lot of sense to me. Like, I was like, okay, that actually makes a lot of sense. I could see that being exactly how this actually went down. What are we playing again? Oh, Excruciator, probably? Excruciator. All right, so we need, let's see, we need 2 Torpor Orbs, 2 Ghost Vacuums, go down Fire Magic, go down Ghost Vacuum, go down into the Flood Maw, and 1 more Burst Lightning. Let's run it like that. But that's the thing that makes me think. Oh, do you remember any of the songs? Oh, I mean, I grew up in a super religious family, so we went to church all the time, and that's how I learned playing music at first, was like playing church songs. So yeah, yes, I do. I'm sure I haven't thought about them in forever, but I'm pretty sure that I still would remember some of those songs. I mean, we found out a couple weeks ago that I still remember some VeggieTales songs. So yes, that it is amazing how stuff just gets locked in your brain and it stays there forever. Ooh, Quandrix Glacier Wood. See, this is going to be helpful because I've been struggling with figuring out how to make a cool Quandrix deck. Quandrix Spine Armadillo, Altinic. Ooh. So this. Oh man, I wish that Applied Geometry got around the legend rule. If there was a way you could like Quandrix, spin into Applied Geometry, copy Quandrix, play another spell, double Cascade. That is an interesting idea. I like the idea. Swing for Zero, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big subscription, thank you. Oh my god, Chris Tom. No. So okay, so oh man, I do remember Chris Tomlin. I remember you'll like this one, the Nitro Nemesis. We were not allowed. So my parents were very strict. They were very strict. Not only could we only listen to Christian music, but even some Christian music was off limits because I remember, I think her name was Amy Grant. We couldn't listen to Amy Grant because the way she sang was too breathy. I think to quote my parents, whatever that means. But no, that was, and she's like some gospel singer or something. But no, so yes, there was definitely layers and layers of restrictions. I remember like Newsboys, DC Talk. Yeah, no breathing allowed. Singing without breathing seems very, very challenging. Do you have a good relationship with your parents now? I have a good relationship with my mother now. Haven't really had a relationship. So, man, there's so much. There's so much to the story of family stuff. But it went from very religious through my whole upbringing, and then when I was like in my early 20s, so right after all that, uh, kind of my dad ended up cheating on my mom, and that was a whole thing, especially with all the Christian stuff and divorce and all that. But in the end, it ended up working out that my dad ended up kind of leaving and doing his own thing, and my mom stayed around. Oh, Skillet. I remember Skillet. So now I have a good relationship with my mom, who's doing well, and very, very, very different than than growing up era without my dad around. But I haven't really had much of a relationship with my dad in the last, well, a long time, really. It was awesome to finally jam some games in Vegas. Sorry my Cody combo deck ended up with a boring version of the combo. Also, my family love Amy Grant's Christmas. Oh, that's hilarious. We have not lost with this deck yet. The Cody deck was sweet, Swing for Zero. I really liked it. I thought it was super fun. Yeah, Skillet was okay. I mean, Skillet wasn't breathy. They weren't breathy. Yeah, I'm the oldest of nine. The oldest of 9 kids. This deck's actually kind of crushing it. It's actually kind of crushing it. I get to see some fun decks in Vegas. Oh, we. Oh, Weirdo. It's so funny that you say that, because we also weren't allowed to have TV. No TV allowed, which I think is why I say things so weird. Because I just grew up reading books, and I just say them. I say them the way that they sound in my head, and maybe I'm a little dyslexic too, and invert some of the letters on occasion. But I think that's why I occasionally pronounce things very, very strangely. But I remember we didn't have TV, so if we were gonna watch TV, I'd have to go to my grandmother's house. My grandmother had TV, so we couldn't have TV at home. But if we were at someone else's house, we could watch it. And my grandmother had Weird Al live in concert, which was. All I remember is it was the era when there was this Star Wars song. It was like American Pie, but it was basically just telling the story of Star Wars, and it was like 10 minutes long. So I definitely remember watching a bunch of this Weird Al DVD in my grandmother's house when I wasn't allowed to. The Saga Begins, that's the one. And now it's funny to admit this, but I still kind of unironically sort of like Weird Al. Like, I don't listen to Weird Al very much, but every once in a while I'll put on like one of his polkas. I find his polkas to be incredibly funny, where he just takes like clips of popular songs and plays them to polka music. So I actually unironically think Weird Al is like super talented, and I kinda like some Weird Al songs. I'll still laugh at Amish Paradise. Oh my god, Amish Paradise is so funny. It's so funny. So I got into Magic right after. Yes, my parents definitely, even just the name of Magic, they would not have went for. So there was no playing Magic growing up. But I started playing right in college, so like about right after I moved out of there. I watched UHF growing up, and I did see the new movie too. The new movie, I was not expecting much from the newer movie, but it was actually, oh, White and Nerdy's so funny too. I think those are the funniest. I think White and Nerdy, Amish Paradise. I also think Party in the CIA is super funny for like a later Weird Al song. I don't know why, but just like some of the lines in that one I just find super funny. Also, like, so what I could listen to growing up was Tom LaHaye was approved. I don't know how many of you even know who Tom LaHaye is in 2026. I don't even know how many people know it, but Tom LaHaye, if you ever want to listen to some really funny piano music from the 60s, Tom LaHaye is actually like kind of a genius. Like, he was like Harvard educated super smart guy, but instead of doing super smart things, he wrote like funny topical songs on his piano, and some of them are actually very funny. He's also like a very good piano player. Oh man, yeah. Oh, what kind of Christian were you? So the easy answer to that is just, oh, poisoning pigeons in the park. I listen to that every spring. Oh, the world seems in tune on a spring afternoon when you're poisoning pigeons in the park. It's a banger. The world would be better if more people listened to Tom Lehrer, I think. I should have played this before the land. It's the song it starts off like this love song about how it's such a beautiful spring day, and then the chorus is how he's actually going to the park to poison the pigeons. Yeah, we need pigeons to be a supported creature type. So the easy answer to what kind of Christians were you would just be evangelical, I guess, although that kind of undersells the insanity of some of the... So my parents were not religious growing up, and then they got married, and then they became very religious, and this was right around when I was being born. So they became like, I think it's about RFK, that song. But they were not religious growing up, so they got married and became religious, and they just went like very, very far down the religious path, like super, super hardcore religious, and it ended up leading to some weird church situations. We went to this one church for a long time, where it was like the like people would like, I don't know, they lay hands on you and people would fall down and laugh and shake around, and they used to, I remember them thinking there were angel feathers. There was this big thing at church. Oh my God, God has blessed us with angel feathers. There's angel feathers brought by God into the church, and that's amazing. And then it turned out that one of the girls had like a rip in her down jacket, and the jackets had like fallen, the feathers had fallen out of the jacket, but everyone was convinced it was angel feathers and so forth. Yes, it was speaking in tongues. Yeah, it was stuff like that. Yes, sounds like a call. Sounds about. There are a lot of similarities in some ways when you get to the like extreme end of American Christianity with cults. Like that is actually kind of, there was no snakes, thankfully. You gotta draw the line somewhere. You gotta draw the line somewhere. The funny thing is, like, at this point I have literally zero interest in like going to church and organized religion, that aspect of things. But I still think like the actual teachings of Jesus are actually pretty much dead on in a lot of ways. It's like in a lot of ways how I try to live my life. Just like the aspect of like love your neighbor, take care of the poor, take care of those in need. Like that's still like still I think is actually like the world would be better if people did that part of it. But then once religion gets into it, it becomes so entangled in like the organized part of it, and it becomes this power thing and like all that stuff I have zero interest in. But I still think the actual, just like a lot of those teachings are good ways to live your life in a lot of ways. Says we can't donate to you. Pay donor needs update. I will look into that. Christina Lucera, if you got a video you want us to watch, just put it in the chat. You don't have to, your videos are funny. You don't have to donate. You don't have to, I mean, I appreciate donations, but if you have a video, just stick it in the chat and we'll pull it up, because your hit rate has been very good on the videos, I will say. They have all been very funny so far. Let's play the Maestro, pass the turn. I don't not know how we ended up talking about religion. How do we end up here? How do we end up here? It's actually kind of interesting to talk. Man. I never know the balance. Of like, my focus has always been like, just focus on magic. The real world, it's there and it's doing its thing, and there's, it's happening, but it's good to have a place to escape. And I always wonder if where we go, where I cross the line, like what we should not get into. I know for me, I mean, number one is just like the politics one is the biggest one. It's just, I will talk, if anyone ever wants to talk politics one-on-one, 100% down to share what I believe. But I think that I like that the content is an escape, from that, because it's so ever present. So I'm glad that's not part of what we do. Oh no, you're good, Cyberkillnos. It's a funny story. About it. Getting in. All right, can we win this turn? We have a Maestro. We have 2 Maestros. We might... Oh, man, it is not impossible. So we draw a Spire Bluff. So if I play a Maestro, kick a Burst Lightning, make 6, kick a Burst Lightning, make 8, play Sinar. Oh, we need double blue. Should I play the Tablet as Discovery? So it technically costs 1 mana. Also going to be very interesting. How do we do this? Okay, so Maestro's 2. Then kick Burst Lightning. We have 1 blue left. So Burst Lightning, Burst Lightning. That's not enough to win, though. And then we have to hit off the Tablet. All right, so we're going to try it. We're going to try and see what happens. So Burst Lightning with Kicker. Target your face. Make 6. Burn you to 10. Burst Lightning with Kicker. Target your face. Burn you to 6. Make 9 mana. Tablet of Discovery. Come on, Rapturous Moment off the top. Multiverse. Okay, that's another blue source. That works. So land on blue. Then we can play Sinar using a blue mana. Wild idea. Trigger the Maestros. And I guess we just get a Burst Lightning, and that should be enough. Burst Lightning. And we found the line. We found the line for the Maestros to take it down, and mana goes to waste, and Maestro says GG. That was actually pretty good. This deck actually feels kind of legit. I was not expecting this deck to feel legit, but it kind of feels legit. A reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, you get them at cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. I have almost the opposite life experience from Seth. I was a godless kid, didn't care at all, then found my faith in the 20s. Interesting. It's interesting how everyone has their own path that you go down in life. I fully agree about Jesus. Also played Legacy for the first time last night on Banned Beanstalk Control. Wait, Banned. What is Banned Beanstalk? Oh, Banned Beanstalk Control. Went 2-1-1. Lost at Warzov Stuff, beat Show and Tell, and then drew the mirror. Did you enjoy it, Swing for Zero? Every time that I do Legacy and get to play Legacy, I come away from it feeling like, oh man, I had so much fun. I just want to keep playing this format. Did you enjoy it? I don't know if I'm the only one that enjoys. Maybe I'm the only one that enjoys Legacy, but boy, I love playing Legacy. It's always so much fun. How do we want to sideboard Graveyard Hate? This has got to be... Torpor Orb's kind of a double-edged sword. I think it's worth it to shut down the Excruciator kill, especially since we have a combo kill, so I think it's fine. But we go on the Fire Magic. It is awkward that it lets the Evoke Elementals stick around. That part is a little bit not good for us. I'm surprised how often the spell mode on Sinar is relevant in this deck. Because it seems so inefficient, right? Like 5 to tutor, but because we need the 5 mana spells, it actually ends up being pretty good. Let's try it like that. You were 19 when Magic came out. That is impressive. Did you start playing right away, Stone Rain? Were you like an alpha? Were you an alpha player? Seth, I must say, I really enjoy you yapping about pretty much anything. Well, thank you, Thornblood. I appreciate someone listening to my yapping. I guess I'm a decent yapper. I think that's one of the skills of streaming is just being able to keep talking for a very long period of time. And for some reason, I'm pretty good at that. I'm pretty good at just being able to just keep my mouth moving and say things. Just kind of making my deck on Moto with the help of your 2022 video. Thanks for the help. Oh, I gotta do an update. I need to do an update of the getting started on Moto video. It's been too long. How many of you, I'm actually curious, chat. How many of y'all play Moto? I don't know what I'm gonna do with the alpha cards, Dogamyth, but yes, I have them all. I really, I know this is a horrible idea, but I have this sleeveless Rocco Norin deck that I really like. I'm very tempted to play the 2 of the basics in the unsleeved deck. It's pretty intimidating. Why does my mic? So I wanted a microphone. Someone sent me an email. I was like, hey, your microphone looks dirty. And I was like, you know what? I have no idea how to clean a microphone. So I'm going to get a microphone cover. And I saw this one, and I thought it looked like the goldfish color. So I was trying to get the color that kind of matched like the goldfish stuff. But yes, it kind of just looks like a Cheez-It. So now I unintentionally have a Cheez-It microphone. I also have, this thing's kind of cool. Someone at Vegas gave me this, that they made it, which is pretty cool because I would have no idea how to make this, but it's like this little goblin and it's got a magnet in its butt. So it actually will stick to the mic stand. So I can just like stick it there. So now I have a little goblin buddy. So thank you. I'm so bad with names because I run into so many people. So I apologize for not remembering your name, but thank you. The person who gave me the goblet. Oh, the coolest. Oh man, hang on. Oh, it's back here. All right. Okay. Speaking of Vegas stories. Here's the alpha. Here are the alpha cards that I got. They didn't have real sleeves. So they are penny sleeved. But yes, here's the pack of alpha cards. But the coolest thing I got was not an alpha card. Let me see if I can find it. You might remember a while ago, like a year or two ago. And actually, you probably don't remember because I didn't even remember. Oh, I don't know where it is now. Anyway, I can just pull it up online, I guess. So, a couple of years ago, they did this secret lair of Prosperous Innkeeper. And I thought it looked really cool. So I randomly, where is the secret lair? Wait, why is it not here? Wait. Ah, it's because it's a promo. This one. So there should be a WotC stream today, but we're not gonna watch it. So this Prosperous Innkeeper, it was one of the secret lair bonus cards, I think, or promo cards. So when I saw it, I thought it was really cool, and I ended up tweeting something about it and just about how cool it looked. So so we were doing a meet and greet. At the heavy play booth on day 1. So we're doing the meet and greet. There's a huge line, signing all this stuff. People are coming through, meeting everyone. It's super awesome. This one guy comes up. I have no idea who he is. And he's like, oh, I got a gift for all of you. I was like, wait, you have a gift for, like, normally you want us to sign stuff or whatever. He's like, no, I got something for you. He pulls out a stack, 5 of these, one for each of us that were there. He was the artist. He was Brett Stenson, who did the art on this card. He was like, yeah, I love your guys' stuff. I saw you tweet about the art that I did a while ago. And he gifted us each a signed artist proof of the Provo Prosperous Innkeeper. Oh, it was so cool. So now it's one of my favorite cards. Yeah, signed artist proof. So he showed up to the meet and greet to sign some cards for us. He also had us sign stuff for him. So it was mutual, but yeah. So I thought that was super nice of him. So shout out to Brett Stenson. Also, I don't know who does this. I don't know if you're in the chat, but every time, Christina Lucero, welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Every time I go to Vegas, there's this one person who comes up to Krim and he gifts Krim some insane counter spell. Like last year, I gave him a foil mana drain. This year, we're sitting at the meet and greet. Same guy comes up, gives him a Force of Will, like a foil Force of Will or something. So just like, it's always this insane counter spell. And then I guess it's a tradition that he just, every time at MagicCon Vegas, gives Krimless some insane counterspell. And Krim is like, oh, if it's a gift, you guys can't get mad at me for playing it on Commander Clash because it's a gift and that would be mean to the fans, right? Like, since it's a gift, you got to let me play it. So please, whoever keeps giving Krim, give him something else. Give him a creature, something that attacks and blocks. Like, can we chill on the counter spells? Can we chill on the counter spell gifts with Krim? Because he's going to use them in Commander Clash and hold it over our heads. You know he's going to. Oh. It's me again. I've been able to watch your streams due to chemotherapy. Before you go, no, it's 99% survival rate, so I don't worry. But I did one last video before taking a break. It's simple one, but a bit longer. It's 6 minutes. So if you want to watch it with the crew, might be best to wait until the end of the stream. I'm curious how you would build a better version of the deck or one of both combos. Who will Christina? I'm sorry to hear about the chemo. I'm glad to hear that it's something that hopefully will go well for you. I will be thinking of you. That is definitely scary though. Do you have a link to the video, Christina? I will pull it up. Yeah, I mean, I imagine chemo, even with a 99% survival rate, I imagine going through chemo is probably just not a lot of fun. So hopefully you're doing all right, Christina. See, blue creatures to pitch to Force of Will. I guess that's a step in the right direction. See, I think we just being... Wow, this is the first time we played against Storm Chaser's Talent. I still feel like we should just be on Storm Chaser's Talent. Although we haven't played against them much. We've played pretty diverse matchups today. Oppo Age of that. And seriously, keep giving him the counter spells. I'm mostly just joking. But it is funny because he definitely said, oh, he said, I'm going to get people to start giving me Deadpools because if it's a gift, then you got to let me play my Commander Clash. So, about it. Getting in for 2. Do we try to kill it? Oh, if they have a spell, it's so bad. All right, we're going to let it go. Double Storm Chaser's Talent seems like a problem. You know what would be sweet is if we could draw our 1 Fire Magic. That'd be kind of good. I really hope they don't just ban a landfall card. I don't know if you all have seen this. There's been a lot of complaining about Mossborn Hydra recently, especially on like the Arena Reddit, to the point where they were talking about maybe having to like ban posts about Mossborn Hydra because so many people are just posting complaint posts about Mossborn Hydra. Yeah, now I think we gotta kill an honor here. So I really hope they don't. The problem isn't the landfall stuff, right? Like, I think the problem is the fast mana. It's always a fast mana. It's one thing I've learned from the bracket. Throughout Magic's history, going back a very long period of time, the problem is almost always the fast mana. It is almost always the fast mana. Whether it be the Academy decks or the Broken Jar decks or the Power 9 decks. So I would say if you want to ban something to power down landfall, it's got to be a fast mana card. A Llanowar Elves, a Badger Molcub. Don't ban Mightform Harmonizer. Don't ban Mossborn Hydra. That would be silly. I would say right now, as far as 3 of them, right now as far as the bannings, I think the odds favor Wizards saying no changes. I hope they make changes. I really would like to see them ban Cub. Yeah, let's just play a Stallion. I would really like to see them ban Cub, and then I would really like to see them ban Storm Chaser's talent at a minimum. I think those two at a minimum. I love bannings, so I'm always pro more bannings. Like, if you want to take omniscience on the way, I'd be fine with that. Like, it would be very hard for Wizards to get me to complain about banning too much. Like, if they put out a ban list that was 20 cards, I would probably be pretty happy about that, actually. So, but I think I would say the odds are in favor of no changes. I think the Spotlight Series event this weekend. So I think there's two things that make me think no changes. So one is, at the Pro Tour, Badger Mole Cub decks actually did well, but if you look at the two previous Pro Tours, everyone was freaking out about Badger Mole Cub being busted, and then Izzet just stomped it and made the Badger Mole Cub decks bad. So I think that Wizards can be like, well, see, like, it was fine the previous two Pro Tours. You know, yeah, finally Badger Mole Cub got its stuff together and it did well at this one, but really that's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. The other thing they can point to is the results from the showcase event were legitimately very, 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 very diverse. Like, it was like 7 different decks in the top 8. It was ridiculously diverse, arguably. So I think that's the other thing that they can point to, is they can just be like, oh, sure, but yeah, the Pro Tour, you know, a lot of landfall or whatever, but look at the showcase event. That's the real meta. That's just the pros over there playing, you know, whatever the pros are doing. So I think I would say I'm probably like 60 to 70% no changes, and like 30 to 40% Storm Chaser talent / Badger Mole Cub. I think that if they ban a single card, it's Storm Chaser's talent. I do think there's an argument if you ban something from one of the two big archetypes, which is Badger Mole versus Izzet, that you ban something from the other one in tandem to try to keep parity. So I think I could see an argument for, if you want to ban talent, you ban Badger Mole too. If you want to ban Badger Mole, you ban talent too. We will see. Opponent passes into the Flood Maw. Huh. So if we Ashling's Command, how do we do this? We probably got to bounce this, right? Into the Flood Ball, bounce the Monument. Ashling's Command, sweep the board. We really want the Color Storm Stallion down for next turn, though. All right, let's play Stallion. Let's play Stallion. Play the Stallion, and I think we just pass. So I think we just pass. On our opponent's upkeep. Into the Flood Maw. Bounce the Monument. If they cast this, they won't have a card in hand to loot anyway. If we untap with the Stallion, we do have Rapturous Moment into Ashling's Command, which might be enough. It might actually be enough. What set am I most excited for this year? So my current set ranking is Reality Fracture. I'm like 9 out of 10. I am completely all in. I think they have an instant. That can pump the otters. Just like, maybe it's just the creature land, but the loot land, but the amount of time it took them to do that, I'm very suspicious. So I think we want to just wait. I'm hoping that we can clear up the otters with the Ashling's Command. There's also a world where we end up Prismari Charming the Monument again. Another combustion technique would be 1, 2, and that would be an issue. Steam Vent's untapped. Found it. Oh, do we just bounce that? I think we just bounce that. I think we just bounce it, right? We gotta just bounce it. Yeah, bounce it. Pick it up. Pump the horse. We are the tempo deck now. Oh, Memoricide is so brutal. That is the first matchup on the bracket where I felt like the sideboard completely swung the matchup. I felt like Marvel did great before sideboarding, and then after sideboarding, part of it also was just bad luck and just like not running especially well, like struggling, mulliganing, that kind of stuff that happens in Magic. But yeah, I was shocked. I was shocked. Memoricide is so brutal. So my current ranking, Reality Fracture, I'm like 9 out of 10 hyped. That is the set I'm most excited about this year. The Hobbit, I'm like, 6, 7, like a little bit above average. I think the flavor looks good. Can we win the game this turn? Hopefully. Oh, that's a Maestro. Opponent says good game. We'll say good game back. Well, let's Rapturous Moment. Draw some cards. Make some horses. Discard and discard. Actually, let's get rid of the Verge. Doesn't really matter. Discard and discard. Make 5 mana. Then Ashling's Command. That's not enough to win, is it? So Ashling's Command. 2 damage to each of your creatures. Actually, maybe we just copy it. Copy the horse? Oh, this is gonna work, isn't it? Because I mean, Burst Lightning to pump the horse. Man, this deck is actually kind of insane. This deck is actually kind of insane. It looks kind of jank on paper, but once you start playing it, it actually plays super well. Yeah, this deck might actually be good. I was actually kind of sus of this deck. Like, I was actually thinking, I don't know. Like, it'll be funny. Maestro's a cool card. You know, we're playing a lot of new stuff. But I wasn't really expecting it to be good. But it has felt actually legitimately very good. Okay, this deck is way funnier. Infinite Quandrix Duplicator. Ooh. Ah, yes. Okay, so you Quandrix, then you Ember Island Production to get a non-legendary Quandrix, or yeah, I guess that's the main one. So Ember Island Production to get the non-legendary Quandrix, and then we can Echo Casting Symposium, we can the Season of Leaving, we can Self-Reflection, and just make all the Quandrixes in the world. That is actually kind of hilarious. I wonder, I might... Oh, Christina, I'm sorry. Can you... I forgot to pull up the link. I do want to... Here, I can scroll back, see if I can find it. I wanted to pull up the link because I do want to try... 6 minutes is kind of long, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I do want to at least pull it up at some point. That does look sweet. I wonder if going into red, we could play Carnosaur that would be removal that wouldn't ruin the Cascade. That's the only concern is like, oh yeah, we're playing Magic, aren't we? We are playing Magic. We need some graveyard hits. I kind of want another Capstone. Go down into the Floodmaw. Go down. Prismari Charm. Go down. Burst Lightning. And, oh. Alright, run it like that. Run it like that. A way to ramp would also be nice. I worry about the slowness. That is, the biggest issue is we're like, kind of not interacting and trying to get to 6 mana, which, yeah, we're going to try this, which can be challenging, but it looks, the idea of the combo is very sweet. I might try to tune it up a little bit, but I really like the idea of the combo. Granny. Well, let's just Steam Vents go. Hey, Seth, curious. This is slow, but if you tried Extravagant Replication deck with cards like Confiscate and other enchantments, So I played Extravagant Replication. It was Extravagant Replication Extinguisher Battleship, I think I was the main thing I was copying. So it's been a while. It's been like a year, but we did play some version of it. So, but it would be a fun one to bring back. Replication copying every turn is super sweet. Suki Salsa, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't see why this couldn't be played in Best of One. My experience, I played some Best of One lately because some decks are better in Best of One for content, but I played some Best of One lately. The one thing I've noticed about Best of One is I feel like there is way more control decks in Best of One. I feel like I play against control way more often, so I think that would be worth keeping in mind. But yeah, I don't see why this deck couldn't be a Best of One deck. Well, let's just play the Color Storm Stallion. Get in there. So, so chat, next stream, no, 2 weeks. We decided on 2 weeks, right? In 2 weeks. Wait, what did I... Do you remember? Did I say something different, chat? When did I say the viewer battle stream was going to be? I remember us talking about either doing it next week or in 2 weeks. I don't remember if I actually made a final decision on that. I think we were going to put up a poll and then never did. Is that how that ended? Found it. Going to get in with the grand. But yes, if you want to do the viewer battle stream, if you're already on the list from last time, you'll be able to jump the line. So that's super helpful, super easy. If you're not on the list, all you got to do to get on the list and sign up ahead of time is message me through Twitch and let me know your arena info and what format you want to play, or email me, saffronolive@mtgoldfish.com, and do the same thing, and I will make sure that you are on the list. Well, let's stock up. Trigger the Stallion. Take a... Well, let's go Tablet and stock up. Play Stormcarve Co. Start making some treasures. I mean, we're not that far away from trying to pop off. Maybe two... I think 2 more setup turns. Yeah, I mean, I guess we attack, right? Now, if we attack, we lose it to Firebending Lesson. Yeah, that's probably bad. Yeah, we'll stay on defense. We'll stay on defense. Since we started drafting more lately, how do you feel about the surge of 5 color archetypes instead of 10 lately? I think that is just the small set thing. Oh, they did have Firebending Lesson too. Okay, well, we played around it. I think that is basically a product of them doing so many small sets. I wish they didn't do it as often. Like, they discarded Flash. What are they? Oh, okay. Wow, they had all the Firebending Lessons. Many Firebending Lessons. So I think it's just a product of them doing so many small sets. I like them on occasion. I remember, oh man, what a draw. I remember Triple Gate, no. What is Dragon's Maze? Triple Dragon's Maze. Triple Dragon's Maze small set draft. Oh, we got to block, right? We got to block. Get rid of the Grand. They would need literally the 4th Firebending Lesson. Yeah, let's block it. We got to get rid of Granny. If they have the 4th one in hand, then I guess you get to kill the Stallion, and that's very sad for us, but... Okay, accumulate wisdom to draw 1,000,000 cards. Hey Seth, with the popularity of Best Deck Ever series, have you thought about doing other collabs, like current standard with Crim or something? Remember you and Phil doing all band cards, something janky like that. So, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Teaching Arena Zoomers about Ward. So me and Phil are doing some one-off videos, so not like the bracket where it's like an ongoing series, but we have some one-off videos we're working on. And I think it's possible. Me and Crim did like a modern thing on stream like years ago, so it's definitely possible that we do something like that again. Well, all right. We gotta go. We gotta go aggro. So Ashling's command. Oh. You know what? I think we actually just copy and damage. So copy the horse, wipe your board, and smack your round, opponent. Down to 5. Can you stop the Color Storm Stallions? Next bracket podcast, Atari, is coming out Sunday. We have reached the halfway point of the series. The opponent's going to draw much more cards. Hopefully that doesn't matter. So that'll be coming out. On a Sunday. I actually am not sure of Crim's streaming schedule. Crim, I never saw Crim streams because when he was streaming all the time, he was always streaming at like 2 a.m. my time in the middle of the night. So I was never awake to watch him anyway. So I've never kept super close track of it. I have heard people say that he hasn't been streaming as much, which I guess makes sense. He's probably just busy with other stuff, but... And I know he's been doing more like shorts and so forth. He has like a YouTube where he posts shorts and doing some of that kind of stuff, TikTok stuff. So maybe he's focusing more on that now. But yeah, he's always been like a middle of the night streamer. It's so funny. We live on opposite schedules. I'm kind of like the early bird gets the worm kind of guy. So I'm usually getting up at like 6 a.m. Like that's just normal for me. It's funny. I mean, that's not what it used to be. I used to definitely be the opposite, where I'd stay up all night and then sleep in. But now, at this point, I'm definitely a get up early kind of guy. So usually, me and Crim are passing each other. I'm waking up in the morning and just starting to get online. Is Crim's like finishing his night and going to bed at roughly the same time. What has been my favorite matchup in the series? Oh, so. The deck I really enjoyed. The deck versus Demir mid was really interesting. How do we close this out? Tablet of Discovery. I think that's step 1. Tablet of Discovery, mill a card. Ashling's command, that will do it. That is a hit, and we will copy the horse, 2 damage to all your stuff, and we are kind of accidentally going undefeated with the horses. And this deck is kind of excellent. That is also true. The cross the country, I think it's like 3 or 4 a.m. his time, he's going to bed, and then it's like 6:30 my time, I'm getting up, and we pass in the night. With all your experience hosting podcasts and your great conversation management plus enthusiasm, have you ever considered moonlighting as a radio host? Is that still a thing? Is there still radio? Is there still radio hosts? I mean, I think it'd be fun. I like talking. Speaking of radio, so funny man, a lot of Saffron childhood stories today. So because I had no TV growing up, I could listen to the radio. That was allowed. I don't know why, because people you would think could be breathy on the radio too, but it could listen to the radio. So I got super addicted at listening to old time radio shows. There was like The Shadow and like Mystery Radio Theater. There were all these shows from like 40s and 50s and 60s. There were like these radio dramas. And since I didn't have TV when I was a kid, that was like as close as I could get to TV. So I got super hooked on these old time radio shows as a kid growing up. And also sometimes what they play, oh man, the boring baseball. They would sometimes play the like New York Yankees game on the radio. My parents believed it was evil. The evil influences of the television. The pixels will get you. If you're not from the United States, I should say my upbringing was not typical. That's not the typical American upbringing. That's not even the typical American religious upbringing, I would say. So there was a lot. So The Shadow was like, a lot of them were actually sort of like early superhero shows, I think. Like, the Shadow was like the hero solving crimes type of I don't know if he was literally a superhero, but the Shadow was the good guy and he'd be solving the crimes of the bad guy type of thing. There were also some comedies which, oh man, one I remember at the time I didn't realize it because I was a kid, but I think it was Amos and Andy, and I always assumed that it was two black dudes, just because of how they talked, and it was a radio show, so I'd never seen them. So I assumed they were two black dudes because they definitely talked in a way that you would assume that they were black. But then I found out as an adult that it was actually two white dudes, and the show was considered to be super racist. But as a kid, I had no idea. I thought it was actually just a couple of black people. But I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering it right, that was the actual story of Amos and Andy. I guess we put the moment to the bottom. What do my parents think of my job? I don't know if they really understand it, honestly. My mom kind of understands. She understands like the straight. She doesn't really understand magic, but she likes the internet, so she understands the idea of streaming and YouTube and so forth. So, ooh, high noon. That's actually kind of an issue, isn't it? High noon is actually kind of a problem. Well, let's stock up. We can Prismari Charm to get rid of it. I guess we just take the Ashling's command. At least we can cast a lot of stuff at instant speed. That is helpful. Burst lightning. Well, let's play the land. Let's get down the. Oh, I do that every time. So you always want to play the tablet before you play a land in case you hit a land. Yeah, we're gonna give up some potential free value here to get the tablet down. See, that's why you always play the tablet first. Found it. Gonna run out a Flood Pit Drowner. I mean, okay, always is probably not correct, but very often there are going to be situations where for some reason you don't want to play it first, but as a general rule, you mostly want to play the tablet first in case you hit a land. Hold up, how are you playing 3-mana rocks in Standard? But yeah, people constantly saying 3-mana rocks are unplayable in Commander. I will say this is not a card I was expecting to be Standard. Ooh, we get another shot at it. Yeah, let's do... Oh, we can only cast one spell. God dang you, High Noon. Ruin it. Okay, we get the land, though. We're good. Oh, okay, rewarded. High Noon is so obnoxious. I kind of love it, because I like obnoxious magic, but it is very annoying. We got a lot of mana. That's nice. Well, I think we do a little stocking up. This is also a mana rock that taps for 2, which is way more powerful. Wow. Well, Improvisation Capstone, not great against this. Really, our deck is just not great against High Noon. So we probably have to take the Into the Flood Maw to have another way to get rid of the High Noon. And then I want to take the Capstone because it's cool, but it's just so... Is there any world where we can bounce High Noon, untap, resolve Improvisation Capstone, but then they're just going to play it again? So I guess we just take the Stallion? Yeah, this High Noon is actually insane against our deck. Is Lewis seeing Standard play? Ooh, alright, Enduring Curiosity. I mean, we can't really let that hit us. I mean, can we let that hit us? High Noon. High Noon! Lucy's Standard playing control decks. That's been its primary home. It hasn't really found its way into the more aggro decks, but it has been very good in control decks. Maybe we just let him draw a card? Yeah, you know what? You can have this one. You can have this one. Sure. We're gonna Ashling's Command. Let's Ashling's command. Draw 2. Make 2 treasures. See if they want to interact with it. Alright. We get some treasures. Not that we can do a ton with them, but... How bad is it if they play another Enduring Curiosity? Pretty bad, right? Well, let's play the Sinar. Play the land tapped. I mean, at some point, we're going to have to try to bounce... Wow, they didn't play anything. At some point, we have to try to bounce the High Noon and pop off. Yeah, we're going to let you draw again. We might try to bounce the High Noon this turn. It's also annoying to replay, right? Because, well, I guess it's not that bad. Yeah, let's bounce the High Noon. God. God almighty. What do we even do now? Are we just dead? Well, I guess we play the Stallion. Play the land tapped. Pass the turn. Our opponent's making it very hard to do anything cool. Bounty gonna go attacking. Well, we are gonna Ashling's command. Draw 2. Create 2 treasures? I'm too afraid to try copying the Color Storm Stallion because we know they can kill it. Yeah, let's do this. So make a copy of the Color Storm Stallion. Draw some cards. Man, we would be popping off so hard. We would be popping off so hard if it wasn't for the High Noon. We're going to trade in a Stallion, unfortunately, but we can't let our opponent keep drawing cards. Opponent. What is your 1 spell? Avatar's Wrath. Well, okay, we will replay the Stallion. Pass the turn. We still need to get rid of this High Noon somehow, but how? Opponent, Avatar's Wrath. In response... Burst Lightning. This should fizzle it, right? This should fizzle it. This should fizzle it. Yes! Oh, that's huge. That's huge. Try to stack us, will ya, opponent? Try to stack us, will ya? So... How do we win this game? Do we just wait? Do we... we Rapturous Moment? Yeah, let's Rapturous Moment. Copy them horses. Copy the horses. And then we Ashling's command during our opponent's turn. If this deck actually beats... An opponent scoops it up. Are we actually beating the High... If this deck beats High Noon, this deck might just actually be great. This deck might actually just legitimately be awesome. This is actually wild, because I feel like High Noon is the single best perfect sideboard card you can play against this deck, and we still beat it. Okay, well, there is a tradition. Every time we get a new set, there's a Busted Is It deck, and maybe we're going to add another one to the list. Maybe we're going to add another one to the list. What have y'all been playing lately? Yeah, it actually, like, it was kind of close, but it didn't even feel like ridiculously close, even with our opponent having the best card in existence against our deck. Ooh, Pioneer. What are you playing in Pioneer? Is Pioneer just Badger Mole now? When I look at the meta, I see a ton of Badger Mole decks, but I haven't played it much lately. So I don't know, maybe in practice, you don't play against Badger Mole as much as it sometimes looks. What are we cutting? Actually, Torporb's probably insane against them. Torporb seems really good. Oh, I don't want to cut the removal. Ugh, how do we find room? How do we find room? Actually, you know what card has really impressed me in this deck is actually Sinar. When I read Sinar, I'm like, he just dies to everything, right? Like, everything, well, not everything, but many of the things, especially the black things that kill Badger Mole, also kill this. But I guess having the extra toughness to dodge the red removal actually means that we play Sinar, and it actually very rarely dies. I have been absolutely stunned at how much that card just sticks on the battlefield. It's way more than you would think that it should. I really hope they unban more cards in Modern. Modern, I think we need cards unbanned. I feel like the last time they unbanned cards, it really made the format exciting for a while, and it ended up in a good place. So I want to see them unban more stuff. I think Legacy, I usually try to defer to the people who play it all the time, but I feel like Legacy, from what I've been hearing from people, probably needs bannings too. Like, oh, you probably got to ban High Noon again, of course. Well, let's play the Maestro. We'll sing some sad songs about only casting one spell a turn. Oh my god, Seth from FTD Goldfish, what up? How was Vegas? Hey, Ritz! Vegas was amazing. It was super fun. Super, super awesome. Super, super fun. They're gonna interact with us. Yeah, let's just stock up. Whatever. Draw some cards. Opponent going to interrupt our stock up. Annoying. Well, smack ya. Down to 17. I was actually wondering that, like, maybe we should unban more cards in Standard, but then I looked at the ban list, and there's not a lot of cards on the current Standard ban list that I actually would want unbanned in Standard. Opponent, gonna keep interrupting. I mean, this Maestro's growing. It is kind of winning the race at the moment, as long as it lives, opponent. Gonna untap. Gets in, hits us, down to 14. Passing. Well, we will play the land. Go to combat, hit ya. Opponent, down to 9. All right, pass the turn. We're all in on this actions command. Can we resolve it somehow? Opponent, land. Opponent, gonna go to combat. Opponent. Oh, I think we take it. I think we take it. Donatello's Technique. But this means we get to do this, right? Because I played their one spell. So, draw 2 cards. Kill your Interrupter. Grow our Maestro. Make a bunch of mana that doesn't do anything, but yeah, I just don't think, I do think in theory we should be able to unban more cards in Standard. In practice, though, I don't think any of the cards currently on the ban list are cards we really want off the ban list. Opponent's at 9. They can even Interrupter. We can only cast 1 spell, of course. Well, let's get in and hit ya. Maybe they have to sack the High Noon. Opponent gonna take it to 4. Well, okay, let's... Oh, they're gonna counter whatever we play, right? They have to. Yeah, let's play Sonar. I'm sure it's going to get interrupted anyway. Do you think there's a chance Jason Mind Sculptor returns to standard in Reality Fracture? It seems like it would fit flavorfully. It does seem like it could fit flavorfully, and I honestly think that Jace would be okay in current standard. Like, I actually think it would not, like, I still think it would see play. I think it would see play, but I don't think it would be bannably good like it was a lot of years ago now. Opponent's really annoying us, I will say. I will say, opponent, you are being very annoying. Molten Core Maestro. Opponent's gonna play. They are also, like, slowly getting low on cards, but my god, is this an obnoxious matchup. They also drew a ton of interrupters this time, and they always have high noon somehow. Opponent getting in, hitting us. Down to 12. Opponent passes. Oh! All right, chat. Are they going to activate Fountain Port? What do you think, chat? Are they going to activate Fountain Port? The thing is, it's so sus. From their perspective, if we don't play anything and pass, it's very suspicious. Maybe suspicious enough that they don't activate the Fountain Port. In my dream world, we pass the turn, and on our end step, we burst lightning in response to a Fountain Port activation. The problem is we can only play one spell a turn, and now we can't play spells during our opponent's turn because of Voice of Victory. That's complicating things significantly. All right, let's go to our end step. Two cards in hand. Only 2 cards in hand. We can pay for No More Lies. All right, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. All right, tell me you don't have it. Please. Good friggin' God. All right. Well, opponent has another counter spell. And consult the star charts. Yeah, I think this is probably means we can't win now. We're just not going to be able to resolve anything that does anything. Opponent combat attacks. Down to 7. And to stock up. Sure. All right. All right. All right. So how do we interact with friggin' High Noon? This deck just does not. See, if we were a black deck, Wizards would just give us enchantment removal because, you know, we like to throw around some different card types every once in a while. They have not done that for Izzet yet. There's no where's my Feed the Swarm, WotC? It's not fair to pour Izzet. What if you play an Izzet commander deck and someone plays a Humility, WotC? Are you watching this, Wizards? You know there's some new player that sat down to their first commander game with their Izzet precon and someone dropped a High Noon against them and they just quit Magic forever. So we need more enchantment removal, WotC. Every color should have it. What's bad? Like the problem is more what to cut. Unless we're just like, maybe we just assume they're gonna have, like, Rapturous Moment is really bad against a High Noon. Like, it's a 6 mana, draw 3, discard 2. That is a horrible card. Maybe we just got a sideboard is if they're gonna have a High Noon and just accept that we're not gonna be able to combo, but maybe that's fine or not is likely to combo. That might be the best bet. The more we can play at instant speed, the better. We can bring in a couple Spell Pierces to have a chance to counter the High Noon. Improvisation Capstone, also really bad against High Noon. Maybe we try it like that? Let's try it like that. I guess Row's also not bad. Yeah, alright, let's try one Row. Actually, maybe we just want another Seer. I kind of just want more instant speed removal. Yeah, let's try it like that. Yeah, I don't think we actually need to, like, cast 5 big spells in a turn to win with Horse. Like, against this deck, if we can just stick a Horse, it's probably going to be good enough. Ooh, okay. All right. Well, it's our turn to be the stacks player. We got the Torpor Orb, which I feel like is going to make our opponent's life very bad. So we're going to play it. All right, opponent. If you're not going to let us cast 2 spells, you do not get ETBs. Sounds fair to me. And now we're going to play a Stallion. We're going to start smacking you. Opponent down to 17. Oh, opponent getting in with the voice of victory. Yeah, they're actually, I've seen some people actually call our opponent's deck stacks, and it actually is about as close as a standard deck gets to being stacksy. Well, there's a Seer. Well, I think we... Molten Maestro. Seer the voice of victory. Wow, opponent. Into the Flood Maw, pay the ward? Sure. Sure. Well, we will pass the turn. Opponent. Island. And... Avatar's Wrath. Alright. Well, let's play a horse. Play a land. Hit you for 3. Color Storm Stallion's actually kind of a good card. I feel like Orb should be very good against them. I don't really feel bad for destroying them because they destroyed us with High Noon. So I think it's fair. It's fair that we destroy them. That is an opponent. When people say this actually felt like a modern game. This felt like a modern game from like 10 years ago. Like, you have a big card pool. You have decks that went on turn 4. You have sideboard haymakers that just completely shut down an archetype. Like, I guess they're playing High Noon in the main, even though really it's a sideboard card in most decks. But they have High Noon that is just, like, so brutal against our deck. But then we have Torpor Orb that is just so brutal against their deck. Paul Emerson, welcome to the Fishbowl. I think we actually did so I will say I didn't build this deck. Someone played it at the showcase event. So this is not one of my personal brews, but we haven't lost today, have we? I don't think we've lost since we started playing the deck. Like, we are undefeated all stream. Standard is the new modern, and I gotta... Wait, did they just give me... Oh, I thought it was a ban card. Arachnomania. It's been a minute, Paul. How you doing? Good to see you. Oh, do you think... I was thinking about this. Hang on. Let's see. So I was thinking about this. The prices of the cards are getting kind of crazy. Especially we've seen with pre-modern. We've seen with pre-modern, a lot of old cards get really pricey. We've seen reserve list cards have started to tick up again. Like, the reserve, I was looking at this, it's so wild. If you go back to when we started doing prices, 2010, so this is, let's say 15 years ago to make the math easy. 15 years ago, you could buy a copy of all 567 cards on the reserve list for $10,000. $10,000. Fast forward to the peak for the reserve list, which is currently 2021. Like, the the stimmy money pandemic era. But if we go to that era, to get a copy of every card on the reserve list, it went from about $10,000 to about $180,000, $190,000, which means in 15 years, the cards on the reserve list, 15x, 20x, which is that's like doubling every year on average, which is insane. The stock market doubles on average every 7 years or something, with compound interest and all that. So like ridiculous. But then ever since then, we've seen the trajectory go back down. And of course, it's not ever going to go all the way back down to, $10,000 for your Black Lotus and all other cards on the reserve list. But we saw it go back down to around $100,000. So almost half of what it was during its 2021 peak. But just recently, and just really the last few months, and you kind of got to zoom out a little bit to see it, but you can see here, we got down to 95,000 the end of the year. Since then, it's been ticking up. We're up to 11.5 or 115 rather. What do you make of this? Like, do you think that we're going to see the reserve list go 2021 again? I have this fear / thought in the back of my head that we're going to see like Kapal or one of those people due to Magic what happened to Pokemon a few years ago. And next thing you know, there's going to be someone with hundreds of millions of followers that's cracking the last alpha box to try to get a Black Lotus or something. Like, I don't know what to make of these prices. Like, I don't know if this is just pre-modern hype and everyone's going crazy. Is it actually something like systemic with the collectible thing? I don't know what to make of the market at the moment. We've also seen, Krim brought this up. Check this out. So Krim's been trying to complete a full set. He's been trying to complete a full set of Onslaught. And if you listened to the podcast yesterday, you might have heard about this. Naturalize, random bulk common. To get a foil Onslaught Naturalize, you now have to spend, $80 to $120, depending on, where you get it from. This is a random common. Like, this was a $5 or less card for most of forever. And now this card is $100. Do you think that, this is actually a lot of old foil. If you have any original foils, prices are going crazy. Like, it's even the random stuff is getting super expensive. I was thinking about it. I feel like the reserve list, in some ways, ignore the Gigapede and Chain of Vapor. That's market manipulation stuff. But like Chain of Smog is over $200. Skirk Prospector, $140. Naturalize over $100. Smothers up to $80. Wire with Lodge $70. Like, these are even like Infest. I haven't seen Infest in a million years. But then I thought about it. Oh, wait, you have 7th edition foils? 7th edition, some of the most expensive foils. But I thought about it, and really, is it not true that original foils, the old border foils with the swoosh and all that, are they not essentially on the reserve list? Like, they can reprint Naturalize, but I don't think they have the ability to reprint foil Onslaught Naturalize. Like, there can never be another foil Onslaught Naturalize for as long as the game exists, because Wizards doesn't even have the ability. We've seen them try to reprint their new version of old border foils, and they're just not the same, right? They're fine. I like that they try to do it, but like, it's not the same quality, the same look as getting the actual original. So I wonder if like just random old foils that they really cannot reproduce anymore, if those are actually kind of their own version of the reserve list. Seek this guy. Let's see. Seeker of the Skybreaker? What is the name of that card? Wait. Seeker of Skybreak. That's what it is. Seeker of Skybreak, 7th edition foil. Do you want to know? Do you want to know, dog? Do you want to know what that card is worth? Give me your guess. It's probably way more than you think. Man, old foils. Current price, Seeker Skybreaker, 7th edition foil, $168 on TCG Mid, $130 on Card Kingdom. Yeah, pricey. I mean, 7th edition foils are insane though. Like that's infamous for having some of the most expensive foils in the history of the game. Scout the what? Oh, I see. It's a bringer. It's a bringer deck. All right, we need to win this. We need to win this one. If we can win this, I think we actually get to go undefeated for the entire stream, which would be amazing. They're going to do the Spider-Man. We're going to do the Spider-Man thing. Yeah, let's tablet. Let's tablet. Let's mill a card. Hopefully a creature. It's a rapturous moment. So how bad is it if they bringer? I guess it's just a bringer at the moment. Just a bringer, just a bringer. What do you think of Pre-Modern Horizon set? A pre-modern history book, if you will. So I want a pre-modern master set. So here's what I do not want. And this would never happen because it would not work and they wouldn't make money. But what they cannot, should not, will not do is make new cards designed specifically for pre-modern. That is the antithesis of what that format's about. You cannot do that. The community will reject it. The format will reject it. It's not gonna work. So, but if they want to do a reprint set, I think that would be very successful and very popular. So I think they should focus on trying to make a reprint set with pre-modern stuff. It wouldn't be legal. Yeah, I think if they did that, the pre-modern people would just ban those cards. Like, I think whatever they need to do, they would not allow those cards to be played. Yeah, they have it. Well, they have it. All right, so they get the bringer, they get that. Well, we don't have an answer for this. I guess we can survive a turn. So we can draw 2 cards, make 2 treasures. Play a land, play a Sonar. All right, well, somehow we got to win the game next turn. I don't think that's possible, but somehow, some way, we got to try to win the game. We just don't have enough mana, right? Formidable Speaker. The pre-modern community would say nay. Indeed. About it. Getting in. Well, yeah, we're going to take it. All right. 23 damage this turn. We did draw Maestro. Well, I mean, who knows? Who knows? Let's see what we can see. So playing the Molten Core Maestro. Can we stock up first? So stock up gets a counter. So I think we just have to do this, right? So Ashling's Command. Draw 2. If we win this, I swear to God, draw 2 cards, get 2 treasures. Trigger the Maestro, make some mana. Sonar, make a treasure. Wild idea. Actually, play the land. Wild idea. Make 4 mana. Ooh, is it Improv Capstone? We could take Improv Capstone and try to spin into a second thing. Yeah, I think we have to. All right, Improv Capstone. Magic Gods! Magic Gods be good. Improvisation Capstone. Spin it to win it. We need to hit another 5 mana play to end this chain. Oh, that's not going to do it. Actually, maybe this will do it. Oh, no. Maybe this won't do it. So, Prismari Charm. Surveil to draw. Burst Lightning. No kicker. Hit your face. No and no. Those don't do it. Come on. Come on. Oh my god, that's Rapturous Moment. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Rapturous Moment. Go again. Oh my god. Are we gonna win this? Oh no, we fizzled. We fizzled. We fizzled, we fizzled. Discard 2 cards. Make some mana. Actually, no, we're good. We're good, we're good, we're good. Wild idea. Make sure to use only the red mana. Trigger the Maestro. Wait. Oh my god. Rapturous Moment. Rapturous Moment. Do it again. Make some mana. This has menace, so they cannot block it. Oh no, fizzling, 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 fizzling. Discard some cards. Stock up. This is huge. We need to hit something. Come on. Color Storm Stallion uses the rest. Okay, uses the rest of our blue. Sonar. Oh no. Oh no. And I think that ends it, right? So I guess we have to stock up. The problem is we're running out of blue mana. We need to hit like double Burst Lightning. Well, Burst Lightning, uncastable Prismari. Wait, 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 wait. Oh! And dead. Man. We needed a little more blue mana to get down the Color Storm Stallion. Man. What we needed is to get in a position where we could make enough blue mana. Fizzling, the pinch in this deck is on the blue mana. Like, because Maestro makes only red, you could see there, if we had access to even one more blue mana, I think we could have won by getting down the Color Storm Stallion, but not enough. We cast so many spells that I actually thought we could attack too. I forgot that we played it in the same turn. I was thinking we played it the turn before. Yeah, I made that same mistake. All right. Graveyard Hate. That's what we need. Torpor Orbs, Graveyard Hate. Burst Lightning is actually kind of hilarious in this deck. It seems bad, but the fact that we can kick it is actually pretty good. But I think we're still going to cut it. I don't even know. Do you even bring in Disdainful Stroke? Do you think Disdainful Stroke's even worth it? Is there a mono red finisher? Color Storm Stallion's pretty unique. There's nothing else in standard. Like, you could play, like, the Storm Dragon or something, but then you also would need a way to give it haste, Stormscale Scion. So there are other options. Maybe there's some, like, Terror the Peaks, Stormscale plan. Yeah. I mean, the issue I see is Cavern of Souls. Like, being able to stop a Superior Spider-Man seems good. Talking about prices, I found a browser game where you can guess which card costs more. You can set up filters on what cards come up too. Oh, interesting. I've never seen that before. That actually sounds kind of sweet. Well, let's get down our Sonar. We could use a way to interact or a way to trigger Sonar. Found it. Reckwitting Hex. Yup. Ooh, that's a Ghost Vacuum. Well. In that case, let's play a Sonar. Play the Ghost Vacuum. And, okay, we're going to make it a little harder for you to do your thing this game, opponent. Yeah, Manamorphose would be great. Opponent Island and... What you doing, baby? What you doing, bear? Baby, come here, bud. Come here. Hey, baby. Come here. Say hi to everybody. Say hi. What you doing, buddy? Oh. Can people see you? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. There we go. Where are you? Can you put your head up here? There you are. There you are, big boy. Say hi to everybody, you good boy. Oh, dude, your breath. Your breath. Your breath stinks, bud. Your breath stinks. Opponent gonna pitch an Arden. Well, that's fine. Well, that you got a little glimpse. You got a little glimpse of the bear. Opponent. Wistfulness. Okay, so they have a plan to deal with our graveyard hate. We will get rid of this Arden. Well, we do hit a land. Awkward that we do not have the ability to cast a spell and trigger Sonar, but... Well, we will pass the turn. Yeah, Traumatic Critique would be... Seems like it'd be fine. Maybe even good. But it still does have the blue mana problem. I don't know, I'll have to look into it. I've not done much brewing. Not done any brewing, honestly, with this deck. This is just the version that they played during the show, the Spotlight event. So I haven't done any changes to it, but I think there is... I think that we've definitely seen that this archetype has potential. I think there's no doubt that we've seen this archetype has a lot of potential. I kind of don't mind them killing our stuff here in some ways, because if they bring her, we get to get it back. Actually, we should probably just Yeah, let's just get the Bitter Triumph. I was thinking we should exile the Stallion, but we're not going to have the mana to cast it. We could really use an untapped land here. All right, that's an untapped land. So play the land. Wild idea why we can. Tutor up a... What do we tutor up? I think we just take stock up. Yeah, let's just take stock up. Get some cheaper card draw. Stock up and use Sonar. Make a token. Yeah, if we didn't already have 2 commands, I definitely would have got command. But I think since we have 2 commands, having a cheaper option, and we don't have a Maestro or a Stallion at the moment, so getting a cheaper option makes sense. If we still had the... Oh, Meringue River Regent. Okay. Gonna draw some cards. Yeah, improvisation, the problem was not having enough mana next turn. Like, if we had enough mana that we could guarantee cast it, I would definitely take it, but... Needing to draw an untapped land, a little risky, although maybe we draw one and I regret it. We'll definitely get rid of Winter Night Stories. Oh, it would have worked. It would have worked. Well, let's just stock up. Take a stock up. Take a Ashling's Command. Play the... Man, we have a lot of Ashling's Command. Stock up. Well, all right, there's the Stallion, and there is a Tablet of Discovery. I mean, maybe. Let's pass the turn. Man, if we can get a turn with the Stallion, we can make a lot of Stallions. At some point, they're going to cast this Wistfulness, though. And that point is right now. Found it, Wistfulness. Well, all right. I mean, the Ghost Vacuum did some work while it lasted. It's kind of funny. I think if they bring her, we can just win. On the backswing, Fauna gets in, hits us. And let's Tablet of Discovery. Into Tablet of Discovery. Into... Steam Vents. Untapped. Into Stallion. Hand past the turd. I mean, we're kind of hoping they bring her and we get back to Stallion. And then we just cast all the Ashling's Command and make enough Stallions to win? Especially, okay, opponent goes with Meringue River Regent. Gonna bounce the tablets, okay. Opponent's trying to do it without reanimating by the looks, but we will take it. Down to 10. I mean, we're running out of time. We gotta do something someday with another Stallion. Wait. So if we play this. Ashling's Command. Now we have to math. So 1, 2, 3, play, so 1, 2, 3. We play the land. So we have 5, 6. We can double copy. I think this works. So, all right, check this out. Colorstorm Stallion. Let's see if this works. Or maybe they have one-man interaction. They're going to untap. Okay, they do not have the interaction. Can we kill them? Let's find out. So, we play the land. Ashling's command number 1. Copy an elemental and make 2 treasures. So, copy the stallion, make 2 treasures. Then Sonar makes a treasure. So now we can copy the elemental and draw 2 cards, I guess. So copy you, draw 2 cards. All the stallions get copied. All the stallions get pumped. And I think we might have found the way to do it. Swing with everything and Colorstorm Stallion. Oh, that was a close one. That was a close one, but the horses come through. Okay. One more win. One more win for the perfect stream. Our last match of the stream. Can we take it down and complete the perfect run? Yeah, Stallion's very cool. The horses. I was not impressed by the horse at first. When I saw it, I was like, man, you gotta spend 5 mana on a spell to copy it. Like, that's so much mana. But now that I've been playing with it, the card is actually the Ward 1. So good. So good. Like, it's kind of funny how just that tiny little bit. Hey, how are you holding up, MTG Nerd X? You doing all right? You praising the horse is so funny now. Yeah, I know. I was very mid on the horse during spoilers, but it turns out like the Ward 1 and then casting do you think here's a question I've been pondering. Do you think the way that Colorstorm Stallion is worded, where it cares about the amount of mana being spent on the spell rather than the mana value of the spell, do you think this is the new normal? Do you think this is the new normal? Like, or do you think this is just a Strixhaven mechanic type thing? Like, is this just a Strixhaven mechanic, or is this an attempt to fix things like Up the Beanstalk, fix things like Leyline Binding and so forth? Like, do you think this is just how they're going to word these effects in the future as a result? Like, if you think about it, if it takes 2 or 3 years for things to filter through Wizards' design system, I think if we went back 3 years in time, that was probably the peak of, like, Up the Beanstalk era, right? We'd be going back to, like, 2023. If I'm putting this together right. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, oh my god, like, we really messed up with this Up the Beanstalk. There's all these things that cheat on mana. We need to change this so it cares about the mana spent, not the mana value. So it'll be interesting to see if they keep doing this moving forward, or if it was just a one-time, one-off random thing for Strixhaven. Elves Yuga, welcome to the Fishbowl for the 32nd month. Thank you for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, opponent. Wistfulness. Ooh, I don't know. I'm not feeling great about this. If they throw a bringer in the graveyard, oh boy. That's into the Floodmaw. Not super relevant. Well, I guess we stock up. Take a Sonar and a Molten Core Maestro. Oh, if they have reanimation here, it is just game. Well, I guess we're going to have to settle for losing one match on this stream because there ain't no way we're winning from here. Well, all right, play a land, play a Maestro. Play a Sonar. I don't think we even have enough mana. Like, we don't even have enough mana to Rapturous Moment next turn. And we have to chump. Oh yeah, we're so dead. And opponent, yeah. All right. Well, we ended up losing one, but I gotta say, this deck is actually seems very good. So if you were just thinking, man, I'd really like to play Standard, but I'm a Izzet player and I feel very underserved by modern card design. Well, now you got an Izzet deck that might actually be good in Standard. So Izzet fans, Izzet fans rejoice. Wizards has finally taken your needs into consideration. Is finally taking your needs into consideration. But the deck, I mean, it seems fun to play and it seems pretty good. So anyway, to wrap things up, I wanted to see this Christina video. Christina hopefully doing well with well, I'm in this video. Doing well with the chemo. So let's I don't know if we'll watch all 6 minutes. We might skip around, but let's see what this video is. Kill this thing, but like you gotta cast spells, man, if you 5 or greater to copy it. Like, how many can you realistically cast? And I feel like the way we win this game.
Say justice is dead.
Well, that was fitting timing. As we play Color Storm Stallion to great success. Ooh. Oh, we're doing some Color Storm Stallion storming. Oh, that's an improv capstone. Improv capstone. Spin it to win it. Double them horses. Full. All right, full throttle. Yes, yes. Get more attacks. Get it. Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Sorry, I couldn't let the Color Storm Stallion slander slide.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back.
I gotta say that was you were right on that one, Christina. You were right and I was wrong. So what is this actual deck? Emeritus of Conflict, Dragonologist. All right, I'm gonna skip the deck tech. I'm gonna skip the deck tech part. Let's see. Let's go to the gameplay. Oh, so this is a battle crier. A battle crier deck. I mean, Outcaster, I'm going to be sad when Outcaster Trailblazer rotates, if it ever does, because that card is fun. Roar of Endless Song. Into another Roar of Endless Song. Okay, okay. Oh, I might have, oh man, maybe I shouldn't have missed the deck tag. Oh, wait, is everything fractals? Is that what we're doing? That must be what we're doing. That Oracle's gift giving you a hard time. There we go. Oh no, wait. Oh god, do I have to? Okay, all right. What was the actual idea of this deck?
You design your deck is, in my opinion, extremely and always interesting because there's so many ways to build around it. Like there's that 4-mana.
I just want to know what the leyline
with Leyline of Transformation. There's Dragonologist with Leyline of Transformation. Pretty janky, but and the second card is Dragonologist with Leyline of Transformation. Pretty janky, but simple combo.
Oh, we're using Leyline.
If you have Dragonologist and Leyline on Dragon, and all your other untapped creatures get hexproof, which is just insane. That's actually kind of
hilarious. That is actually hilarious. Okay, I was wondering what the Leyline was for. I mean, this seems like a fun idea. So make a bunch of fractals. I was wondering if we were turning everything into fractals for Jadzi, which does not sound like a good plan, but hey, double them up, double them up. And then Brainstorm in Standard, and yeah, Dragonologist with Leyline actually seems good. Outcaster Trailblazer, and opponent has had enough. Yeah, it looks cool. That looks like a cool deck. Well, Christina, thank you for sharing. That's a super cool. I love seeing the Jag go and actually do some work. Oh, I'm sorry, Christina. I wasn't looking at the chat. I'm sorry. That looked super fun. And also the timing with the call out over Color Storm Stallion, perfect. I'm glad it was this stream that you showed up because chef's kiss on the timing with the Color Storm Stallion because yeah, the card's good. The card's good. I was wrong. Anyway, everyone, I think that's our stream for today. So if you want to get in on the viewer battle stream, send me your info. We'll get that going in a couple of weeks. Otherwise, we should be back to normal streaming for the time being. Vegas is done, so reminders on the way out the door. Replay YouTube for the old streams. Normal YouTube. tons of stuff going out on the YouTube. Of course, bracket matches. Tomorrow we get a fun Witherbloomie against odds. So keep an eye out for that. Most importantly, I forgot our sponsor. Sponsor Card Kingdom. If you need magic cards, go to cardkingdom.com. But most importantly, thank you to all of you. Y'all are amazing and awesome. And I'm glad you showed up to say hello. Have an amazing week. Have a great day. I love y'all. And I will talk to you soon.